Fans, you're going to be with us for 3 hours tonight because we're staying on until this game's over. We'll give you our...
It's a Sunday Night Football watch along.
It is. Oh my goodness.
That was perfect timing.
Oh, is she still on?
Still on. Yes.
3 hours?
Yes. We just signed off.
I was out cold and I woke up in the fourth quarter like...
Well, we couldn't stop it in the middle of the game.
Yeah, it was
Did you see how it ended? Both of them? Did you get her in the background?
It's still on.
Oh, it's still recording.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, we're back.
And
we're back after our commercial break with my wife.
Welcome back to another Footballin with Ben Roethlisberger. My name is Spence, and I am joined here, as always, with Ben Roethlisberger. Yes, sir. Hey, hit him with it. That's actually, I'm really liking that one.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like my sign off, but now it's my sign on too.
Hey, man, double purpose.
We'll figure it out.
Tonight's a very special night, Ben, for multiple reasons.
It is.
Reason number one, I'll cover, and I'll let you cover reason number two.
Okay.
Reason number one is it's Sunday night.
It is.
And we are watching Sunday Night Football game, and it just so happens that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in Miami.
Steelers.
This is the first time we're shooting an episode where we're watching the Steeler game
Right.
live.
And unfortunately, I know a lot of you have asked for us to put this to watch it with us, but we can't do that because the NFL, it's just not, we're not allowed. But we will do our best while the game's going on to, tell you what we see when it kind of happens in the game. So if you want to go watch it or whatever, right now they just did the coin toss and all the gold jackets are out there. But that is special reason number one about tonight.
Yes. And so what's reason number two, Ben?
Our sponsors, our new sponsor?
Oh, what's that?
Oh, no, we don't have sponsors still. No, we have a guest in the building.
Do we ever?
We have a guest in the building. We are so pleased to be joined by my good friend, one of my great teammates, Charlie Chuck Batch.
Give it up. Give it up. There it is. Yes.
What's going on, fellas?
Welcome, Chuck.
I appreciate you having me on the show.
Yeah, this is... to call it a show is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, that's very kind of you.
It is kind of good. So, no, it's going to be awesome because now we're going to actually watch this with another set of eyes, QB eyes. So,
yes,
it'll be fun.
I feel out of my league here because you're a trained professional at this. Charlie legitimately watches breakdowns games for a living at this point.
Yeah, do you guys because you do the post game radio for DV? Are we allowed to say DV?
You can say that, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So do you just watch the game? You just watch it, then you guys talk about it?
That's pretty much it. So home games are easier because you get a chance to see the all 22 at all times.
Yeah.
But when you get to road games, you have to watch what the television copy is. So we're only privy to what the replays are that we're seeing on television. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult to kind of see who's right, who's wrong, on certain particular plays.
Right. Well, it'll be good. So he's going to join us for a while because he'll obviously have to get to the show that you have to do. So we appreciate you spending a little time with us. And we're going to Boswell kicking off. This, you know what? I was going to tell you guys a funny story because they just kicked off. And it's a true story. And once again, we're going to apologize for some of our pauses and our delays.
Trying to figure out what's going on. This is new. This is new. So
this is new, and we are going to have to talk about because Tua obviously is coming back, and we'll I think you and I can dive into that a little bit, but. This is going to be a quick story, but a good story, okay. I think. So Mike Tirico is doing this, is announcing this game. And I think Mike Tirico is one of the best in the business. He is, because he not just football, but all sports. I mean, Olympics, he can do it all. He is really good. And so this is a true story. This has got to be, over 10 years ago, he's doing Monday Night Football. And we used to play cards at my house. He used to come there sometimes. Right. We play poker on Monday nights at my house. And, and we're doing, so what we have to do, we call production meetings. And so production meetings, as Charlie knows, is you go sit in with the people calling the game, the night before. So you'll sit in with them and they'll ask you questions just so they have something to talk about.
Sure.
And so I'm talking to Tirico and we're talking about Monday night games. He's like, well, what do you normally do on Monday nights? I'm like, well, typically we play poker on Monday nights and usually the first deal happens when the ball's kicked off. Okay. So he's like, well, make sure you tune in next week. I was like, okay, I will be. I'll be watching, right? I'm going to be there. And so literally this is a true story. As the ball is kicked, okay, he says something along the lines of, welcome to Monday Night Football. here's the opening kick and deal the cards. Like, no joke. He throws it out there, and it was one of the coolest. Like, we're like, no way. It was like we all, because I told everyone, like, hey, listen, I don't know what's coming.
Right.
But we all were like quiet, and he did it. And it was one of the coolest things ever.
That's
So,
awesome.
and the reason I brought that up is because obviously Tirico's doing the game tonight, but he sent me a text saying something along, really nice text today saying, like, Steeler week isn't the same without you, or you know, something like that. And just it meant a lot. So made me think about that story. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
He said, deal the card.
Play
deal the
action.
cards.
Deal the cards. That was
Yep.
it. But that became tradition because a lot of people want to try to get into those poker games.
Yeah.
And couldn't get in there.
Yeah.
Just couldn't.
Just
You know,
oh,
you
fun.
literally had to play. You know, I'm kind of learning, and I kind of get in there the first couple times, and they're looking at me like, okay, they really knew when I was bluffing, when I didn't have anything. And he,
All
you know,
in, Chuck, all
right?
in,
He's
Chuck.
all in. Like, I know you don't have anything. I'm like, really, Ben? That's what you're gonna do? Like, literally.
They aired you out immediately.
I'm like, as soon as he goes all in, I'm like, fold the cards. I'm like, I didn't know. I'm not even matching that. Like, no, I'm cool.
That's amazing.
Well, I tell you what, Tua's hit 2 or 3 in a row here on this first drive. A couple RPOs.
That's big
just some
right
big
there.
openings.
And that's the difference. You get that.
Ooh.
You have to respect that running ability there.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I mentioned even before this game, like, this is something different for the Steelers defense because they're not used to facing the left-hand quarterback. So instead of all the blitzing's coming from the right side, now they got to switch it up.
I see. I didn't even think about that. That's a good call because you're always with a right-handed quarterback. Your left tackle is your big money guy because he's blindside.
Yep.
And now your blindside's the other way.
Absolutely.
Well, so Alex should. I mean, if another RPO, you got to respect that Tyreek Hill, his speed. You got to.
I mean, that's like the 4th time he's passed
It's the
him.
same thing.
They've been trying to get him in the game because they talked about probably the last 5 or 7 times that they matched up against him, and they held him like 5 catches, less than 30 yards. So that might be a
he's
reason to
got
try to
he's a little juiced up to
Oh,
get
yeah.
going. Well, that's what I was wondering too. Like with Tua getting into this is his first game back after what's he been 3 games, 2 games?
He got knocked out of the 3rd one.
Okay,
So he missed 2.
So this will be a big game for him. Like, you know, we both know we've missed time, and you come back, and it's like you got little cobwebs. Like, you almost want to get that first hit, right? But with a head hit, I don't know if you want to get that first hit. Like, I know when you get out, right? Am I lying to Chuck? Like, you want that first hit, you're like, okay, I feel good now. Let's go. But I don't know. What
But everybody keeps saying this stuff. Once you get the first hit, you're fine. But at QBs, you're like, I don't want to get hit at all.
all of
a sudden, you're like, okay, when is that hit going to happen?
Very true.
You know, now you're at this point now. You barely can blow on a quarterback.
Oh,
you know, if
what
anything,
about those roughing? I mean, we could play forever with these
it's
rules.
unbelievable. That's unbelievable the way the rules are. I feel sorry for defensive players right now because you don't know how to tackle a quarterback.
What can you do? What can't you? Because some of them, I get trying to protect the game because those are your money makers and whatever. But at some point, I mean, it's literally like you say, what can I do?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you get a flag when you're tackling somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's one in the case of Brady against the Falcons a couple of weeks ago. And then when you just kind of see even a little nudge after the QB throws, it's a flag.
I wish they'd be more consistent. Like, I saw a couple today where a guy got hit and they didn't throw anything, and it's like, what are we doing? Like, you're calling a tackle. I get it's Tom Brady. I get that.
Right.
Like, you know, he is the GOAT. I mean, there's a reason, you know, but. Like just make it more consistent. If you want to call it, but make it across the board for everybody.
I agree. But these are things that we were arguing about years ago. And one of the ones, especially with you, because I would have to go to the competition committee meetings all the time in Indianapolis. And we would talk about, okay, what is roughing the passer? Because there were things that you weren't necessarily getting the calls for.
Right.
And one of them was maybe a horse collar in the pocket, you know, something like that when people were trying to grab you and they just didn't, you know, they didn't see it that way. Well, he's mobile. He can kind of move around. Well, he still should be subject to protection as well. And unfortunately, they didn't necessarily do. It took them a while to get to that
for
point.
sure. And I think it hurt me being a big guy that didn't like to go down. But don't penalize me for that. Like,
Correct.
just because I'm a big dude, and don't make it like guys can just tee off on me. But I tell you what, the Dolphins are down to 15 now. They're putting together another run right there for 7 or 8. So this impressive drive, opening drive for the Dolphins.
It is. They're mixing up with the RPOs and they're catching the Steelers defense off.
That's a new head coach, right, for the Dolphins? He's new?
Yes, he's
That's what
new.
I thought. A lot of head coaches now calling the plays. Are we going to our first beer, by the way?
Yeah, we definitely
I'm sorry.
can.
We started talking about ball. We started talking football.
No, hey, don't let the beer stop you. I feel like this will be the most distracted episode, but for good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to keep calling. I'll pour it up and I'll read you the bio, and then
Dropped it.
Nice play by Terrell.
That's a good play. He got with that was that nervous, like, no, there's no flags, no nothing. Like, that was the nervous. That's the nervous one.
So what do you got over there for the beer?
Yeah, so we'll pass it out here.
Going to you.
Like I said, Charlie, I understand that you're not a beer guy, and so contrary to what Ben believes, I'm not here to put people through pain. I'm not here to have people taste things that are unenjoyable to them, right? So this is nice. This is from Blue Point Brewing Company. It's called LIIT, LIIT. It's a Long Island iced tea. All right,
Okay.
It's 5%. It says Blue Point Long Island iced tea. Better known as LIIT, are crushable 5% ABV hard sparkling teas with just a hint of sweetness. LIIT blends 100% natural flavors.
Sorry, Spence.
No, cut it off. Go for it.
Touchdown, Miami.
Talk about it.
That's a good play by him.
Yeah, that was impressive drive.
Tua
right
stepped up, slid a little bit to his left. I thought he was going to run. I was like, oh, he's about to run. And he's like, I'm getting rid of this ball. Threw it out to the flat.
That's
Easy.
one of them ones where you say, I want the passing touchdown versus.
100%. Chuck and I are on the same page. If we have a chance to run one in or throw one in, we're both trying to throw it in.
Absolutely, you are.
Every time. Okay, go ahead, back to it.
Yeah,
All right,
that
so
was like a
So,
horror.
so do we toast or anything, or you just kind of sip on your own?
You sip it, you smell it, you breathe it, you tell us what you taste.
It tastes watery.
Oh, watery.
Like it's.
You must have really lightened it up for him.
What you got there? This is a.
No, it's super light.
Yeah, it is a.
Okay, did I use the wrong term?
Light.
Listen, like watery, light.
Chuck, you'll learn that we are professionals around here.
Okay, all right. I want to make sure I have the terminology
We're
right.
professionals.
Yeah, it's we're a pretty big deal in the beer community.
just ask us.
You can tell by the mango iced tea we're drinking right now.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a mango hard sparkling tea. So yes, it is light and watery. I would agree with both those.
All right. Well, hey,
Yeah, that you're welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It is it's very good lit. That is we've had those before.
Yes, we have. Yes, you and
We
I
have. Chuck is not. But that's like a summer, very nice, mowing the grass, sitting by the pool. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
It's not the yellow belly.
Oh, hit him with it. What you got there? What you got
This
there?
is
got there,
Coors
Ben?
Banquet. This is who we're hoping to be sponsored by soon.
Help, course.
Them or Crocs.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, I wear my Crocs during my show with socks and Crocs.
Absolutely.
You a Crocs guy?
Absolutely. I do.
See, Crocs.
Absolutely.
See, that's why we said Crocs should sponsor this, and we can give Crocs out to our guest. Maybe say footballing on them, footballing with Ben and Spence.
They actually have some really nice dress Crocs
Whoa,
that
talk
are
about
impressive.
Next level.
it. Dress Crocs?
That's what I'm saying. Yes. People look back like, what are those? I'm like, they're Crocs.
Really?
So I
Do
get
they
it.
do they have the holes in them in the strap?
Well, it depends. They do have summer dress up ones,
Really?
slats or
Yeah.
My mind-
lounge shoes that you can
My
have.
mind is blown.
You want some?
I'm telling you.
Summer Crocs.
Yes,
Croc.
they do. They
Crocs.
actually,
Send me some summer
they
Crocs.
actually have them.
Or
They
dress
have
Crocs.
Dress Crocs that they have. And then, obviously as the weather's changing, you actually dress shoes that you actually can wear if you're going out to a restaurant.
Shut
Really?
the front
Yes, you
door,
can.
Chuck.
So not the ones, with the
Like
strap
my-
on, like the
mine.
one you're wearing now.
Oh my goodness.
I promise you.
Hit him with it.
So give me
Yeah.
every time I try and get the Crocs on the show.
The shots way too tight.
Oh yeah, I keep my leg high.
You see that flexibility is gone. You can't lift that leg out.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Matter of fact, I might have just pulled something. I'm not really sure what happened there, but kind of didn't feel good. But yeah. So and I do want to. We have actually, on a more serious note,
Yes, please.
we have had quite a few people offer to be sponsors, and we're very appreciative of that. But we're waiting on the yellow belly. Coors Banquet.
Should we really don't accept a sponsorship? We can't until it's Coors Banquet or Crocs. Which one? Those two?
Those two. One of those two come
We'll
first.
call it. Yeah, we'll call it those two.
So if you want to sponsor the show and have your name, your logo, whatever on this show, you need to contact Coors Banquet or Crocs and get us a little sponsorship.
And then you're up
and
next.
then you're on.
You're up, buddy.
I agree. Hey, if you get those Crocs, I'm telling you.
I had no, I'm serious. I had no idea about that. And
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that.
And I'll send you a couple pictures of the Crocs that I'm talking
Send me
about.
the- I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Summer Crocs, you're gonna be like, oh wow, okay. And then you get to the dress
dress.
ones. Yeah.
Are
I
they
got you.
equally as comfortable though?
Yes, they are. They are.
I love it. All
And
right.
they don't typically. So when you go to the Croc store, some of the sales are 2 for the 20. It's like
Yeah.
1 for 30, 2 for 50, something like you might get for that. And then you would have to go in some particular stores. They may or may not have the dressed Crocs. That's why people don't necessarily know about it.
Only online though.
I think actually I forget. I don't know if I was in Vegas or something there that literally had a Croc store, and I walked in and it was different than what you would get here in Pittsburgh. Absolutely.
All right, Steelers are taking the field. First play, Kenny Pickett under center.
All right, so Kenny's back.
Hand off to Naj for 2, 3. Good effort. Are you, and you can answer this however you want, Chuck. Are you a, like when you do the radio, do you have to be, because it's the Steelers network, like radio network, do you have to be a little bit like, not careful, but unbiased or anything a little bit? Or how do you handle being like doing that show?
I try to be as even keel as possible.
Okay.
Based off what I'm seeing, I try to be truthful.
Truthful, yeah.
Just true.
Okay.
And as long as what I'm watching on TV, the film can back up what I'm saying, then it's fair.
Okay.
And that's kind of the approach I don't want to take. But I never would do anything that's really going to go overboard where it feels like it's a personal attack.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't.
Because I don't know about you, but I remember I always said this, like when we were playing, when you would hear players, like past players would bash current players, and then the current players would be like, man, I'll never do that when it's time. And then they start doing it too. Like that's kind of how I feel too. Like, okay, going downfield, over through Deontay.
Punt.
Oh, 3 and out.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how I feel too. Like I know I took some heat last week for some reason saying that Tom, to me, it didn't look like Tom wanted to be out there, but I was really talking about, like, I was trying to compliment our defense. Like our defense was getting after him to the point, and I should have clarified maybe a little more too. And I'm sure you could jump on this wagon too. There's been times that I don't, like, you're getting, the games where you're just getting bang, boom, this. Man, I don't want to be out here anymore. Like, I'm getting beat up.
Right. And
that's all I was trying to say. And I think at one point they interviewed Tom and he was like, no, Ben was right. Like, it was, to be honest, there were times and it was trying to compliment the defense. But my point in saying all that stuff is, like, you have to, there's a lot going on out there. You don't want to, like, bash guys.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be a player that bashing the guys. And so, But I like what you're saying. Like, you got to be fair, because being fair is like, if a quarterback misses a throw, for instance, I'm always like, you could be like, oh, what an awful throw, like just awful, or you could be like, man, I bet he wants that one back.
Correct. And that's
right.
exactly
I mean,
exactly
that's because didn't you go? I feel like at one point you went to like the broad. Did you go do like doesn't the NFL provide like a
broadcast boot camp?
Yeah,
I did that.
How was that?
It actually was pretty cool. So we were up in Mount Laurel, New Jersey.
Okay.
So this is probably like 2009-ish.
Okay.
So as we went up there, and they kind of take you through everything. They take you through game broadcasts.
Okay. Like they actually put one on. They put one on the game.
They'll mute whoever commentators are on, and literally me and you, as if you were doing play-by-play and I'm color. Literally at that point, they would have people behind us, and it literally treated like they were in a sports bar. So then we would talk, not looking at them, and they would listen to what you are saying. So then they judge you after the fact. And then there might be some of the catchy words that you're using all the time for whatever. Hey, man, that was a great throw. Well, if that was a great throw on first down, what's a touchdown? Oh. So it kind of makes you think about some of the words and selections that you're going to use. So you get to that particular piece, and then from there it takes you through every element. Radio, if you want to, I'll do on set, pregame.
Oh, like the show.
And then those, if you're off site, and now you have to do a satellite report somewhere else.
Like standing
there and feed it back to the station. So it's pretty cool on everything that they do, and you get a chance to meet all the executives there, and it just matter what level that you're looking to get into. Of course, everybody wants the high-profile job, but there's only a few that's going to go to those guys. But ultimately, how are you now going to get your reps? And that's what they talk about all the time.
Is it color, and then what's the opposite of color? Like the color guy and the
play-by-play.
The play-by-play.
Yes.
Is one harder than the other? Just different.
Well, most players don't go into play-by-play. They'll go into the color
because they're like talking
giving their
about
expertise.
Okay.
As far as what the play is looking like. That play-by-play, I mean, that's a skill.
Yeah,
that really is a skill.
That's special. That's why you get like the Nance, the Tirico, those guys that are really good.
Absolutely, they'll tee it up for you to make you look good, and then obviously when you come in, you have to have something tangible to say. Mm-hmm. But that's something that you always kind of see. But I haven't seen one former player who's winning the play-by-play. There may be one out there, I just don't know if that, but that's not necessarily the avenue that players will go down. They'll go more color than play-by-play.
Interesting.
What do you think about the Manning cast? I feel like that's the closest I've seen to a player doing, and I know that's a stretch.
I've only, to be honest with you, I've only watched it a couple times.
Sure.
Because I don't really pay attention to football that much anymore.
Really?
Like if the Steelers aren't on because of that, if the game is on, outside of the 1 o'clock, if it's a late game or something like that for somebody else, it's just on. But I'm not paying attention to the details. And literally, I value my sleep now. So by halftime, I'm asleep.
Preach, brother.
9:45, I promise you, I am in the bed. And one of the things that I really enjoy doing now is actually walking.
Really?
So literally,
You were swimming for a while.
I was swimming. Yeah, no, I haven't swam in a while.
Okay.
But literally got to the point when COVID happened and all the gyms and everything shut down.
Right.
I need something to do. And you're sitting around. I'm like, okay. I started walking a mile in the morning. Then I would walk a mile in the afternoon, and then I would start challenging my boys. Like, hey, what you do today? I did 2 miles. And then they'll look at me and they'll go walk, and then they'll come back. Hey, I did 2.1, 2.2, and then ultimately I just kept going. And I did. Once I got to 5 miles, everybody else like, I'm done. Like I'm not walking no more.
You hit that Forrest Gump.
Yeah, you were like, I'm good. And then ultimately now we walk 25. I walk 25, 30 miles a week.
Wow.
So that's why I say like,
Your knees okay with that?
yeah,
They're good?
yeah,
That's
they're,
good.
they're fine. And literally my dogs love it because now, they're up.
Are you
every
walking
day.
like the old man, like Skechers, or some sort of
I
like
don't. I'm going to tell you.
New Balances, or what do you walk?
No,
on?
actually, I walk in, what am I walking in now?
Crocs.
Croc walkers.
I didn't want to say it was Crocs. Literally.
Penny loafers.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh. I'm going to kick myself for not
Oh,
remembering.
they're just the Dolphins. I'm sorry, the Dolphins they just keep completing passes. While you think of it, it's funny because my brother-in-law Brandon is he's watching this game, big fan of not of our show, but of the game. Of the
He
Steelers.
doesn't know we have a show.
But he texts me saying interesting that the Steelers decided to go no huddle. They ran a play, and then I don't know if you noticed it, but they kind of not necessarily a fast, but a no huddle type thing. And obviously Canada's still calling the plays, but the fact that the Dolphins drove down the field, right, took 5 minutes off the clock, and then Steelers come out and try and go no huddle and go 3 and out. It's interesting. Like now the defense back on the field pretty quick. Like I thought that was
now your
he
defense.
texted me that. I thought that was pretty. Boy, they're going right through the defense. Cam's not looking happy right now.
That's
Man.
tough. That's been kind of their MO the entire years. I mean, they went to overtime in that first game, and that time of possession is something that just obviously creeps up on you. And those guys get tired as the game goes on.
Why make that call as an offensive coordinator?
Well, I think they're pressing the tempo, but it's not true no huddle, and that's when people say no huddle. It's not.
Yeah, it's an up tempo offense. But I'm guessing that they had that planned coming into the game. It wasn't like they decided to do it.
Sure.
It had to be like, hey, we're going to go. Here's our first play, second play, third play, and they just getting up to. Oh man. See, this is where I get in trouble.
Wow.
They're just another first down run.
It's tough.
7 minutes to go. They're just driving. The Miami is. What are we talking about? Oh, walking, all that stuff. That's really good.
I was walking, and I can't remember the shoe. I'm gonna kick myself.
That's all right.
I bet if they sponsored you, you'd remember them real
I would
quick.
definitely remember. Definitely not the sponsor shoe that I wore when I was playing ball. That's for sure. So as I'm walking, I say all of that to say I'm walking 25, 30 miles a week. Knees, low at that low tempo.
That's great.
Impact that you have on the knees, man. I feel a lot better off of it.
I'm good. I'm happy.
But that's why I say it was a long answer to say that's why I go to bed by 9:45 because my alarm's off at 6. And I'm out the doors by no later than 7 o'clock. So 7 to 8:30,
Sunday nights
I'm
kill
walking.
you because Sunday night games like tonight you're gonna be up till.
I'll be up to 2:30 at least minimum.
No walking tomorrow.
Depends. Was you have dogs,
nice day.
but you have dogs. They look at you like they're like, we don't care what time you came in, Dad. It's 7 o'clock feeding time. Like they know. So no matter what happens,
There's his first hit.
The first hit
to a run in on 2nd and 9. Had Devin right in front of him. Got to put his head down.
Yeah.
Hey.
But that seemed like a hit that he did not need to take. How do you feel about your head coach when your quarterback coming off a concussion protocol lowers his head?
I'm gonna say they're showing a slow mo. I hear what you're saying. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, dude? Look at that.
Yeah, you probably don't like it, but
You didn't gain any more yards.
Tua probably doesn't. I mean, like you said, we talk about like kind of knocking it off. I don't know. That's a close one. That's one you maybe didn't. As a head coach, you're probably not too happy about, but. Because all it takes is a little bit.
Yeah,
Right.
That one right there is one of them ones like, okay, he's ready now.
But they're not calling. Oh, I see a Minka. I see a Minka. Y'all know what we're talking about when you watch that 3rd and 4 now. 3rd and 4 at the end of the first quarter. You'll know what we're talking about.
Y'all did the same thing we did.
Good, clean hit. That's another thing, like what they allow secondary guys to do and not do. Like the fact that he made this clean, which we're going to watch a slow-mo here.
That was nice.
That was a good clean, all shoulders.
All shoulder
head
right
out of the
there.
way. Excellent. That's teaching tape. That's the one that when the officials come in training camp and they talk about the teaching, that's a teaching tape right there. They'll bring a tape to you. The officials will come to every training camp and they'll talk about new rules or points of emphasis,
Right.
Maybe new ones, maybe changing, just whatever. And they always talk about player safety. And so I guarantee, because it's been a couple of years now, they've made that hits like of the secondary a point of emphasis. I guarantee you they'll have that play right there on a like a good job, like a thumbs up reel, because they'll have a bunch that were don't do this, and people are always complaining, right?
Right.
What did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? That right there, Minka, well done. Wait, and you just kept your pockets nice and heavy. You have to get that FedEx on. On
You definitely don't want to get that. You dread Wednesdays when that envelope. You're like, please don't deliver that to my locker.
And isn't it funny when you would walk in and that's how you got fined. That's how you found out you got fined. You'd have a FedEx, a flat FedEx envelope on your chair or in your locker, and you were like, and you turned over NFL, and you're like, oh, you open it, there'd be a letter in there, say, in the 3rd minute of the 4th quarter, you against so and so, you did this, and you're going to be fined X amount of money. You have the right to appeal it, which was a joke, but so that the funniest though, Chuck, tell me if I'm lying. Is the day that like there'd be a FedEx on someone's chair and they'd be like, oh my gosh, and they'd walk in all scared and they'd turn it over and it was like a fan thing or something. It was like nothing. They were like sweating.
Wednesday, you don't want fan mail, you don't want anything on a Wednesday. But that's just generally how it goes, man. That's how you found out. That's a true story.
Yeah.
But to finish that thought on the walk, it was Hokas. I don't know if you ever heard.
That's the one that Merrill wears. Merrill wears those shoes.
Those are
He loves
unbelievable. Those. Only reason I got it, I literally was in Dick's one time. So I go into
Isn't
sports.
the sole like
yeah, they definitely looks orthopedic. There's no question about it. So I'm like, okay, being this in the store, okay, let me try this on. It's in here for a reason. They're displayed. There's 3 shoes that are sitting there. So I'm like, okay, I tried on, the Nikes, Reebok. Like, hey, let me try this on. I literally tried them on. I said, you don't even have to put them back in the box. I'm walking out with this.
Really?
Put my shoes in, and I walked out. My back and feet thank me. Like that's how comfortable they are.
Really?
Now they're coming out with some creative ones, a little bit more fashionable that are not orthopedic. Natasha hates them. Like literally, my wife Tasha, she hates them. She's like, they're orthopedic. She's like, they look like it, So she's
taller.
Yeah, she's like, So literally, we get to the point. So I do have some fashionable ones now that I wear. That's respectable, at least when I'm with her. To me, I don't care. I'm like, I have no problem with putting a Nike.
I feel good.
No, I have a Nike sweatsuit on with Hokas. Like that's how
my man. You ever read those? What is the On runnings? Or the On Cloud runnings? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I'll pull up a picture for it. I've heard those are hella comfortable, but I don't wear anything other than Vans.
That's back when you screaming wearing the Vans walking. Be honest.
Yeah, I'm my lower back's killing me, Charlie, right now.
I'm telling you.
But I look great.
I'm telling you on that story, when you ride past one time, you have a little bit of time. You let me walk into the store and go try them on. And now you have a lot more stores that are actually carrying Hokas.
Yeah, I'll try.
Merrill wears them all the time.
Swears by
golfing.
Yes.
Yeah, golfing, everything. Well, 5:30 to go in the first, down 10-0. Yeah, Brian Flores back down there for the first. Is that not? It can't be the first time, is it?
You've seen those jokes.
I've seen those.
Since everything happened, yeah. And they're all going to respect him, man. You put that roster together, and here you are 1 year after the fact, which is respect right there. You see both coaches shaking hands.
Well, let's see what the second drive for the Steelers looks like. Play action. I'm calling play action.
Yes, play action. Man, you've done this before.
Play action boot. Get that. Just don't get hurt, Pat, please. He's another one I get worried about. Pat Fryerman with him. He's such a good football player, good dude, great teammate, and he's been dealing with head things too. Makes me nervous.
He missed the last game. But that's been like the kind of the average there. If you leave one game with a concussion, you're missing one.
Yeah.
And now that's why.
Well, other than what's his name, Kenny last week,
right?
Which I thought, obviously he cleared. He's good to go. I don't second guess anything, but I thought with them coming to Miami with Tua and being out for a while, I was like wondering what was going to happen. So hopefully he doesn't get hit to like rattle it around or anything, and he's good. But I said that last week when he went down, deep ball, left side, interception. Not entirely his fault, right? Chase fell, but we don't know. So looks like Chase Claypool fell down the left side. Kenny wants a PI, but I don't think they're called that.
Just based off that angle, looked like their feet got tangled up and Chase just fell.
Yeah, here's a slow-mo of it.
Yep.
Yeah, they just got tangled up and interception.
See Bethel, he's looking back at the ball. They're not going to call that one.
Nope, that's tough. I don't know what you're talking about.
That might be a good time to jump into another beverage, fellas.
Oh, we're going to commercial break?
Yeah, go to commercial break.
All right. So Charlie, we have since this is live to millions around the world, we have commercials. And so for our first commercial, we really don't even know. I just make things up. We're going to thank Coors Banquet just because it's we're for a sponsorship, and I don't know. I have nothing
and
else.
It's delicious.
Oh no! I will. You know what? I will thank. I would like to thank the New York Yankees because we went to the game last night. My son, my dad, and I. We went up with Thomas and his family stuff, and 3 generations in New York. My dad grew up a Yankee fan, so he kind of passed it to me, passed it to Benjamin, and I'll tell you guys a funny story when we get there. But went up there, and obviously they didn't win, but it was fun to go to the game with all of us there, and we got some cool pictures that we'll show. But that was just really neat to be up there. So thank you to the Yankees, to Thomas for taking us up there. This is a very special trip. But we walk in, as I'm passing this over to you, Chuck. We walk into the Yankee Stadium. We go in like the entrance, and right in there, there's like this huge Babe Ruth picture type thing. I don't call it not a memorial, but
a statue.
But but it's on the wall like a picture. You know what I'm saying? It's just huge. And so I'm like, hey Benjamin, you see? And he's like, he's just smiling. I'm just cloud 9, right? He's so excited to go. He's a big Aaron Judge guy. So that's what he wants to be for Halloween. He's Aaron Judge.
Nice.
Now was that Aaron? Did he confirm that before or after he went to the Yankees?
Before.
Okay, he was already going.
This whole kind of year, he's been like Aaron. Everyone. The chase that he, for 62 home run, I think 62, to tie break the record. Like everybody was on. Everyone kind of liked watching that. So and being a Yankee guy, but. So we get there, and he's got his Halloween, like his Judge jersey on to go to the game. And so we walk in, I'm like, hey Jay, I said, listen, that's like Babe Ruth, like arguably the greatest baseball player of all time. And he goes, well, Aaron Judge is number 2. I'm like, well, bud, listen, he's a good player.
That's the kind of fan I want. You know what I mean?
I just did. That's why I asked that question. Was that, did he, by going to the game, that just confirmed he was going to be Aaron Judge for Halloween? Or did he know that heading into it? So.
Yeah, no, he was going into it, but he had his jersey on. He said, well, he's number 2. I was like, well, but
was your dad there when he said
Dad
that?
was, yeah.
What
Dad was. My dad was like, well, what about man? My dad's like, what about Mantle and Yoga, all these other people, Luke Eric, all these things. So
that's amazing.
All right, hit this, and then I want to, because I don't want to forget this, Chuck, because I want to ask you your opinion. So when we're done with this, or when we get through this one, other first down. I want to talk about Chase and the potential trade rumors. They've been talking about some stuff just because they show them up there. So not because of that play, obviously, just it's out there. So let's go ahead, Spence.
Yeah, I'll run through this quickly. This was a beer that's actually sent in to us by Crooked Crab Brewing out of Odenton, Maryland. So thank you guys, Crooked Crab, for sending this in. They sent us a handful of them. This one actually was the one I chose for us to have tonight because it's called Highway to the Flavor Zone, and the crab is dressed like Maverick. From Top Gun, but it is
great movie.
Yeah, it's a Vienna lager. It's 5%.
You don't like that at all, do you?
This is definitely a lot stronger than the first one. Let's put it that way.
And I will say this. I gave the guys over at Creekside a couple of these to try as well, so they can let us know their expertise. This was my I had one of these beforehand, and this was my favorite beer I've probably had in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's delicious. This is when I think about a beer, this is what I want it to taste like.
Wow. Well, I'm excited to try this. To a deep down the middle, wide open. You guys are wide open.
Wow.
So one of the cool things, people are like, because we just have tried beers. So Creekside, thank you guys again, Creekside Beers, for helping us with this stuff. But people send in, they're like, try ours, try this, and try this. So so this is one obviously sent in. Crooked Crab.
Yes.
That's awesome. Highway to Flavor Zone. Here we go. When he puts that out there, might be touchdown.
Yeah.
He threw a little behind him.
Definitely running for another 25 yards. Just getting confused in coverage.
That's good.
So, yes.
Very good. Oh no. Oh. Good pressure by Alex. I would like some more.
Yes, I knew you would.
That's good.
It's very good.
It's it tastes like a malt focused amber lager.
Oh yeah. They should put that on the can. That sounds like something that they would.
Sometimes I act like I know what I'm talking about and I just read it off the bottle. Because we don't know anything.
But what you mean by sometimes? That's all we do.
I love the that's an awesome little
I knew you would
label.
like, yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
So that you have in your current.
I want to take that off and like give it to the kid, like just because it's like a cool little crab and a goose. Goose.
Yeah, he's called Crabvrick.
Of course. Good for you guys.
Yes, Crooked Crab.
Pick.
You gotta catch that one.
Oh my, would have been a tough one, but I almost picked.
Yes. So that was awesome. Crooked Crab. Thank you guys so much for sending this in. You actually have 3 other of their beers in your fridge right now. They sent a whole bunch. They took care of you. Super rad stuff. If any of them taste as good as this one, you guys are crushing it. Keep crushing it. This is amazing. I'll leave this here.
Yeah, keep that right there.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm moving.
Why are you taking it so far away from me?
You know, well.
2 hands on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Thank you guys. That's good. Chase. I don't think he should go anywhere, obviously, because I think he's a really good football player. 3rd and 10, good stop by the D. Good football player. I think he adds something to the team, obviously. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you've heard. I've heard Green Bay. I mean, if I'm Green Bay, I'm trying to get
they need somebody obviously. Up there, yeah.
But what are your thoughts? Or
I don't think they need to trade him.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you get a deal that you can't pass up, then you got to take it.
Yeah.
But so with that, I just don't think he has the numbers right now that are going to produce something that's favorable.
Yeah.
That's going to pass him off. It could change. If he has a big game here today, I'm thinking he possibly would, only because I'm thinking he had a good game last week, but he's playing on emotions this week.
Big game last week. Big catches late in that game.
That one on the sideline that sealed the deal for them.
Awesome.
That was a heck of a catch. But the reason why I say emotionally, I'm thinking he's going to have a big game because you remember in April when Dwayne Haskins, they're right down there in South Florida. So they're very close for this, and he was close to him. And I'm thinking that would possibly be a lot of emotions tying out based off now returning to the scene when you probably haven't been there before. So that's probably why I expected him to have a big game today.
I didn't think about that.
Tough. That was tough, and obviously he was emotional during the offseason there as well. But hopefully, he's able to rebound and get by and eliminate the trade. It's hard when your name is brought up in trade rumors, man. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say you didn't hear it. Or you're not listening to it. No, players listen to that. You understand, and I'm sure his agent is behind the scenes saying, is it true, is it not? And they're having those offline conversations.
Right. And he's still on his rookie contract?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This third year. Obviously, he's eligible for a contract at the end of the season, but it won't be the deal that he would be looking for right now.
Just because you started talking about contracts and stuff, so one of the cool things about Charlie, for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you do know, you were our player rep for a long time, and always thought that Charlie should run for the union president. Like just because you knew your stuff, you played the game, you were always so in tune with what was going on in the league, and just literally, I remember the times I'd come to you like, what do you think? What's this? It was just so cool to have someone like that in our room as a quarterback. But, when was it 2 CBAs ago now, or whatever it was, like literally we were the only team to unanimously vote down the CBA because Charlie did his homework and guys were like, literally like, Chuck, what do you think? And he would tell us, and we're like, well, that makes no sense. And then once the CBA was signed, teams and players were like, well, why did we sign this? Dang. Like, because y'all didn't, either your rep didn't do his work, or he didn't tell you didn't listen to him, whatever it was. But to have him, that knowledge and that wisdom was super helpful to guys. I mean, Chuck was always a mentor to so many players, the young guys especially. Always had them over the house and just did special things with them, but just always gave those guys a lot of fatherly advice. And I always want to compliment you and say thank you for that. But what I saw you do to other guys too, and I still think you should run for union president. I'm just saying.
I appreciate it, and I wore that with a badge of honor. I did, especially when you're voted upon from your peers. And I was a player rep for 5 years. I was on the executive committee for 6, and you understand, the business of the CBA and the business of the NFL. So it was my job to now educate the players, because some people pay attention to it, some people don't. But when we got to that point, in 2011, and we're sitting there, and literally almost like 10,000 fans are out there waiting for practice, and we had a meeting. And I'm sitting back, and we're going through the whole deal, and thought it was going to be quick. Then there were questions. And I said, listen, here's what I'm going to present the CBA, and we're going to talk about it. And one thing that you are not going to say when you leave here that you did not know. You're going to
because so many guys sit there and don't ask questions.
Right.
Like the guy gets up and he talks, like the rep tells you what happens, and they're like, okay. But ask just like, I mean, it's like anything in life, right? Ask questions. And so guys, it's always that who was asking the first one, right? If you get one question out, then more come. And like Charlie said, we sat there, and because people had questions and Chuck had answers, it wasn't like I'll find out. No, he had answers to give us, and that's what was super helpful for not just young guys, even veteran guys. At that time, a lot of veterans were still like, Chuck, what do you think? So it was awesome.
And it was important to know that. And when you get that, when the vote happened, and I don't even know if I told you this story, but it was 31-1 on the vote for passing. We literally leave out of that meeting, and everybody's getting ready scattered or walking across the sidewalk, kind of getting ready to go to the locker room. I'm on the phone. And I call Tasha. I'm like, you might want to come get me today. I said, because I'm probably going to be cut. And she's looking like, what do you mean? Like, what happened? I said, chances are within the next 20 minutes, it probably will hit that we voted no. And by the time I walk off this practice field, I'm probably going to be handed that pink slip.
Dang.
And literally by the time practice was over, she was there. She brought the truck up. I'm like, she's like, what happened? I'm like, I haven't got that look yet. And in fairness to Mr. Rooney, he was like, I'm going to let it play itself out on the field.
Yeah.
The business is business. I'm going to let it play itself out on the field. And I
He
was
couldn't have been Superman. I mean, I think because it was going to pass, it wasn't like we needed a unanimous vote. I think he probably felt like, man, my team's the only, like the Steelers' this reputation, like we're the only team that didn't do it. And I think that might have just hurt like pride a little bit more than anything. At the end of the day, he couldn't have been like overly mad about that y'all did the business thing, but I'm not him.
And there were a lot of things that we were fighting for. One was, creating a program and a benefit that helped players transition away from the game, whatever that may look like for somebody. And at that time, it wasn't important to the owners, but it was important to us because we're like, okay, what does that look like outside of? I don't care if you just want to go back to school. Maybe if you already have transitioned, maybe you want to change careers, somebody that you can talk to, because there was nothing that was created at that particular point. And once we did that, that's when the trust was created, and that was something there. And I've been part of that for 9 years, and now it's kind of time to move on. Like you built, been part of something that you built, and then now it's like, look and do something else because you know how impactful that was. And it was just something that because of that, I've been around for the NFLPA for over 24 years now.
Wow.
And now I'm looking back, I'm like, wow, like that's a long time being part of it. But again, it goes back to that point of when you're voted upon by your peers, regardless if that's a player rep or on the executive committee, you want to make sure you're sitting there and nobody can ever question your integrity.
Right.
And that was one thing that I prided myself on.
For sure. There's no doubt about that.
Is that something that you cared about before you were voted, or was the fact that you got voted to represent your team something that sparked your interest in it?
Well, I think, what sparked my interest when I was in Detroit, I was represented by Tom Condon. He was with IMG and then ultimately CAA Sports. And he was a union president at that point. And we started talking about business. I'm like, you're talking about things that I'm unfamiliar with. So he's like, no, educate yourself. So we started talking about it, but I didn't have an official role in Detroit. We had a player rep by a guy by the name of Robert Porcher, phenomenal player rep. And he really sat down with me and said, look, this is what's going on, understand it. And as I now left Detroit, I get to Pittsburgh, the role was already filled. That's when I think we had Alan Faneca at the time. We had Kimo Vaughan. They were the player reps. And it wasn't until after the 2004-2005 season, right around that time, Alan Faneca said he didn't want to do it anymore. And then ultimately they opened it up to the team. When you're sitting in the meeting, throw out nominees. I want this person. I want that person. So you might have 3 or 4 people that are sitting there and everybody has to cast their vote. And when they cast their vote, they're like, okay, your player rep is Charlie. You're like, oh, okay. They see something in me
that happened on the spot?
Yeah, it happened on the spot. They literally tally up the votes and they're like, okay, your new player rep is going to be Charlie.
Wow.
And every time that it comes up, and most players, they don't stay with teams longer, that long. So maybe the vote is happening every other year.
Sure.
But the longer I came around, it was like, hey, Charlie, you want to do it? I said, well, you got to ask the guys. They're like, yeah, he's our guy. And I was voted upon that way. And that's ultimately how I became the player rep of the Steelers. And then when you get to the executive committee, when you have player rep meetings, and at the time they were out in Hawaii. So all player reps are going out there, and literally on the executive committee, there's 11 people that sit on that on the board. Somebody can nominate you, and from there, I'm like, okay, I don't really want to do it. I'm unsure. And I remember Ryan Clark. He was the alternative rep at the time, and they said, Charlie, you want to do it? I'm like, not really. And all of a sudden, they're like, okay, any last nominees? And Ryan stands up. No, Charlie's doing it. I'm nominating Charlie. I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, okay. And literally, it closed. So Charlie was the last person nominated. And from there, now they're saying, now you need to have a speech. Huh? Like, how we get here? I'm thinking they're going to go first to last. They're like, no, since you're the last, you're up first speaking. And I literally just spoke from my heart. Here's what we're doing. I'm ready to lead. And at that point, everybody else spoke. They were like, man, look, we ain't even got to hear everybody else speak. Charlie, you're already on. And they voted on. They put the vote. It was boom. They literally looked at the paper. Charlie, you're it. You're on. Now we have 3 seats left. I was like, oh, wow. And that's how fast it happened.
Wow.
And literally, I laugh at Ryan, and I'm like, man, dude, why you put me on the spot? Man, no, you're my guy. You're going up there. And I prided myself. That was a pretty cool moment back in 2009.
It's like being voted a captain. I mean, there's very few things that are voted on by the team. And when you're voted on like that, like that is, and we picked the right guy. We know what we were doing.
No, I appreciate that.
We appreciate you for all your hard work and doing that. Oh, shouts out to Coach Sully, my quarterback coach. I just showed him out there. I'll have to send him.
Get it, Kenny.
No,
good effort. That's a good effort by Kenny on 3rd and 7. Looks like he might have come about a yard short though.
It'd be an interesting call here by Tomlin. Do you go for it here at the
Oh, he's going for it.
50-yard line?
Look at him. Why does he have his sunglasses on?
Oh, here we go.
All right. Ball on the 50, 4th and 1. QB sneak. Oh,
They got
that looked like a little confused. Like that didn't look like, it looked a little confusion, but they got it. Good job.
I like that dude, Jalen Warren. I like that.
He
guy.
runs hard.
He does.
He runs hard.
He had a phenomenal camp. I was up there watching him play. I'm like, who's this young guy from Oklahoma State? That's kind of raising some eyes. And of course, Najee went out early, and that got him a little bit more reps early on in camp, and he was impressing. And, of course, the one drill that they always want to find out is that back on backers.
Back on backers.
And he showed up in a big way on the first.
That would have been cool to see.
The first rep that he
looks like a little ball, legit, like not very big dude, but just probably like tough and gritty. And you're undrafted. You want to got a little something to prove, right?
He was undrafted.
Right? Yeah, you got something to prove. There's a play action. Take the shot. Check down. Oh, goodbye, Naj. Keep spinning. First down. Okay. A lot of spin moves there. Yeah, I want at the next break. I want to. I do have a question for you, and I think it's a good one. If I do say so myself.
I don't think I'm out of line here when I say all my questions crush.
Yeah, I think I'm really good at my questions. Nah, she got a stiff arm, an L1,
a little bit of
R1.
everything.
All right, nice little drive for by the Steelers. This is a good answer. I mean, but you'll take 3, which you obviously want to get 7.
Come on, boys.
Off the backside. Okay. Running. 4 yards. I was telling Spence, our quarterback room at one point was me, you, Byron Leftwich, and did we have Bruce? Was he our 4th? We had someone. He wasn't there yet.
Dennis Dixon was our 4th.
Dennis was our 4th?
Dennis was our 4th during that time.
At one point, I remember telling people, like, between our quarterbacks, we've got like over 40 years of quarterback experience or something silly like that. It was ridiculous. That was a great, we had some great guys in
I don't think you can get a room like that again. You had 2 number 1s in the room, a number 2 and a 5th.
Yeah, there's no
That was our room, and we kept that together for 4 years?
Yeah. That doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen like that.
That was fun. That was a good room.
And it didn't matter who you were asking the question with. Everybody was knowledgeable. You had that game experience.
That's what it was. It was like having 3 coaches, literally. Like when I come off the sideline during games, like that was to me the key to having a good room was when I came off the field, I didn't want to go talk to the coach. I wanted to go talk to my guys.
Yeah.
Because the guys had experience. Like when Charlie was there, Byron, Bruce, Dan. We had a great group of guys that when I came off the sideline, like, hey, what did you see?
Right. Yeah.
Because I valued what you saw. And it wasn't like, not that the coaches don't see it. Now we would go talk to the coaches, but I knew coming off the field that Chuck had already talked to, whether it was BA, Randy, whoever it was, he had already, 3rd and 3, threw a little diagonal over top. Deontay couldn't quite go up and get it.
But we were able to see it at the same time that you were seeing it.
100%.
We didn't have to go back and look at that time.
Right.
Some of them was the printouts. Then it got to the tablets, right?
Yeah.
It took time to get to the paper. We're like, no, I already saw it.
Yep.
And by the time the printout, the coach would come over and be like, we already talked about it. We're on to the next series.
Ready to go.
And that's how fast it happened.
It was so valuable for me as a quarterback to have that. And I mean, it's hard to even describe just what it meant. I mean, because like I said, I'd come off there and I knew he had already, good kick, boss. All right, 13-3, we're on the board. I knew that they had already talked about it. I knew that they were on board. So it wasn't like a, hey, Byron, or hey, Charlie, or what'd you see? Well, let me go look at the picture. They knew. They're like, well, this is what I saw. I was so-and-so open. No, you were good. Or, yeah, you might have had him. And so it was invaluable. Then when the coach did come to me, I was like, okay, we're good. We've covered it. And we're ready to move on. And not saying that we would just blow the coach off. That's not what we're talking about. It was just that you've got a guy with experience, and him and Byron were both older than me. Yeah. So I got to see something, and I couldn't. I mean, can you imagine being? I mean, I know what I got out of that. I can't imagine what Dennis got out of that. Like having the three of us ahead of him and learning. And I loved Dennis was great. We loved Double D, but that was so awesome to have you guys. And we had a lot of fun too, obviously.
No, it was a lot of fun in that room.
But man, the knowledge coming off a field and just. That group we won the Super Bowl with that group, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the one in Tampa. Yeah.
And I think, you get to that point and, that's further along, but I just remember, especially early on in your career and you were just kind of getting to that no huddle and you're starting it and and we would talk and we'd learn that nonverbal and there'll be times you look at me like, and I would know what that meant, you just kind of look like, and it was funny because opposing coaches started seeing that. So that when their scouts would come scout games prior to, they would say, no, Charlie can't be on the field. Like I would walk on the field because I would try to walk as far as I can before the referee would back off.
And when he went on the field, he's talking about he's on the field, like close to the numbers.
My man's in the huddle.
Like listening, watching, because what they'd say is like the coaches on the headset would be like, what play's called? Because they don't know I'm calling the plays. They don't know. Charlie would be like, he called this. He called this. And they'd be telling them, they'd be right, okay, he called this. Like, because Chuck was out there and it wasn't that he could, I mean, sometimes I'm sure you heard, but a lot of times he could just like see, he knew by a signal or whatever. And he was just like, oh, this is what it is. And so he was always, the other team's like, he can't be on the field.
Coach would be like, get him off the field. The referee would come over, get back. Hey man, I'm trying to hear the play, man. Come on.
It
was hilarious. Like, I'm like, okay, somebody obviously upstairs scouting saw that to the point, because it just didn't happen in game and the referee's looking over and like, no, this was game after game that they started seeing it. And he would just look over and he'd be kind of go here. I'm like, no, just do this, do that. You start working down the field. I'm like, hey, I'd
be like, Charlie, you like this? Like, you like this? Like, I give him a signal, like, you like that play? He'd be like, yeah, that's a good one. Or he'd be like, oh, not yet. Like, I come in silent. Literally, there were times, a lot of times, more times than not, that I'd be like, hey, this play feels good to me. What do you think? And he'd be like, yeah, or nah, you know what? Hold on to that just a little bit longer, or let's set it up, or let's whatever. And there'd be many times that they would be like, hey, Ben, think about this play. If you get this situation, like maybe a 3rd and 2 on the high red, they've been doing this kind of quarters coverage where it's corner, safety corner, where they're just kind of quarters across the back, and you can maybe get over the top of the post or something. And I would go down there and I would try and give them, like, we may throw a touchdown, and everyone would be like, man, what a great call by Ben. And I'd be like, nah, like I called it, but they were the ones that gave me the idea.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, like, I tried to always give them as much credit, because like, my success was really our success.
Sure.
Because we did it together, like, so much. Yeah, I was out there throwing it, but like the mind, like, all of our minds were like together, and we were working things out. And it was, I had so much fun with y'all, man. It truly was like a group effort.
Man, that's
like a group effort.
Absolutely.
We had Randy was so cool because he was our quarterback coach, and he was, because he was one of the guys too. Like, he would let us like let y'all, like, he had no problem. He had no ego. When I came off the field, some coaches would be like, oh, good D. Some coaches would be like, come talk to me, like, right, you gotta come talk to me first. Yeah. Randy was like, no, y'all go do your thing.
Let it go.
And let me know. Even if I threw an interception, he wasn't coming. He was like, all right, you guys talk, you guys do your thing, and I'll come get you after or whatever. And he knew, like, there'd be times, like, if I was mad, about whatever it was, he wouldn't even come to me. He'd go right to Charlie or Byron and be like, hey, is he good? Like, are we okay?
Right.
And Charlie, yeah, we're good. We talk about it. We're fine. We're ready to go.
And you get to that point you get to that point where like, I know what you're thinking, but just throw the hot to let them know you saw it.
Yeah.
Once you get to that point, you'll get the same look, and now you'll be able to go over the top.
Yeah.
All of those things. But I think the funniest one was whenever I think when BA was still here, Bruce Arians, and he would always talk through me to talk to Ben, right? So one time,
no doubt,
he left his mic on.
Yep.
And Ben heard everything he was saying, and he's like cursing me out because he really wanted to talk to him. So by the time I go over, he's like, "Yeah, B, I already heard BA cuss me out."
Yeah. I heard on the headset because what people don't realize is you don't hear, which we got to tell the Dennis Dixon story too. What you wouldn't hear, like the coach hits a button. So if he's not hitting the button, he can talk to all the coaches on the headset. As soon as he hits the button, now the quarterback can hear it. Now the other coach can still hear it, but the only time the quarterback can hear it is when he pushes the button. Okay, so he can talk, and then, I'm going to tell the quarterback to play. So there would be times that I would hear BA, like at the very end, like, I don't know what the F he's doing, and didn't know he hit the button, and he'd be like, hey, this is exactly how I'd go, I don't know what the F he's doing out there. Ben, great job. Keep it up. You're doing great. You're doing great out there. I'm like I just heard you, BA. And I'd come up, and there would be times that I know this for a fact that like I would do something out there and BA would look at Charlie like, what's he doing out there? Charlie's like, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I'm not out there. I'll ask him when he comes off the field.
He would get so mad at us. Oh, that's so funny. But I got to tell this, I don't know if you remember this story. This is a true story. Dennis Dixon, I don't even know what Dennis is doing. I haven't talked to him.
He's actually a fitness trainer out in Oregon.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still out there.
So Dennis Dixon, he's a quarterback from Oregon, a big time quarterback from Oregon. And we were at training camp. And whenever like the first practice with the headsets come on, like you're going to practice, you remember this? Mm-hmm. So what happens is the coach, like I said, the coach will hit the button and he can talk to you. So it's the same thing at practice. Like if you want to practice the way it goes. So we'd be at practice and we're stretching and we're doing like the calisthenic line. And so you'd hear BA like Ben, you got me, kind of raise, because you got to raise your hand because there's no microphone. Like raise your hand, got me. Charlie, you got me, but now we all can hear each other, right? Because so when he's talking, like he can hear, anybody that has the headset, any quarterback can hear. So all four quarterbacks can hear what's going on. So Ben, you got me. Charlie, you got me. Byron, you got me. Double D, because you got the Dennis Dixon, double D. Double D, you got me. And we're like, all the quarterbacks are all together. He's like, Double D, you got me. And we're like, Dennis, like, what are you doing? And we're like, Dennis, what are you doing? And we look back and Dennis is like, I got you, coach. Coach, I got you. Coach, gotcha. He's like, and we're like, Dennis, you can't talk back to him. There's no microphone. Like, so he's talking. It went for like 3 or 4 times. And we're like, what are you doing? He thought you could talk back to the coach.
My man's like, yeah, coach, I'm here, coach.
Yeah, he was.
Coach,
but you would have the equipment guy freaking out because they're like, oh my God, his battery's not working. His battery's dead. So they got to change his battery, not realizing he's trying to talk back to the coach. Oh my goodness.
Coach, Coach, I'm here. Coach, can you hear me? Coach, I'm here.
Oh man.
And we were just like, what are you in the equipment guys are freaking out because they're like, oh, I need your helmet. I need your helmet to fix the battery. And we're like, no, we can all hear it. He's fine. He's just talking back to him.
Just didn't know.
Oh, so great. Oh, that was so funny. That made me laugh so much. All right, good hold by the Steelers defense. Oh. I do want to ask you, Chuck, because I think they're going to go to commercial break probably. So there's 9 minutes to go in the half, guys. Maybe I'll go to commercial break. But I do want to. Here we go. So you got drafted in Detroit.
Yep.
What year was that?
98.
98. You got traded. You played there a couple years.
Well, actually, didn't do track. I got released. And then came to Pittsburgh.
Got released there and then came to Pittsburgh. Well, you're from Pittsburgh.
Right.
What was it like coming to Pittsburgh to play? Like, were you nervous? Was it excitement? Were you scared? I mean, you're in front of your fans. Like, I can see where, obviously playing with James Conner, who's from Pittsburgh, you run into some guys that are from here.
Right.
So everyone kind of has a different feeling. Like, some people want to be in front of their fans. Some people don't want to be because you got more tickets to go through. Like, what went through your mind when it was like time for Pittsburgh?
Well, I think, prior to that.
That was a long time ago.
I knew you would throw that one in. But 98, when I was there, remember the Thanksgiving game?
Yep.
That was this coin flip game with Jerome.
Jerome.
That was
Heads, tails?
Yeah, heads, tails
Heads,
game.
tails, yeah.
And Jerome still doesn't admit it to this day.
Yeah, no.
So literally
Come
from
on the
there,
show, Bussy. Come on. Come talk about it.
Yes, we need you to talk about it and verify
On
that.
this show.
We all want to know. But end up doing that. I remember having to get 100 tickets that game because everybody from Pittsburgh came up and spent Thanksgiving with us. When I got to Pittsburgh, of course, Kevin Colbert, who was the second man in charge in Detroit.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt you. Keep the story.
Yep.
But literally, Mike Tirico just texted me. During commercial break, just said, because I told him, like,
So we playing cards?
he just said, thanks, man. Look forward to catching up with you sometime. You're one of my all time. I mean, that's pretty funny.
Nah.
Commercial break. But anyway, sorry. I just, because we were talking about it.
All good. But as we got, so when I got to Pittsburgh, this was 2002. I get here, Kevin Colbert, he's like, hey, would you want to come here? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. It's a dream come true. You daggone right. And I'm coming home.
Okay.
So I ended up coming here, and I just remember, I thought that this was whenever June 1st release. There was no early on. You had to wait till June. So all OTAs and everything was over when I got here. So it was all new when I got here. But the one thing that I do remember, whenever we're playing a preseason game, I think we were playing the Jets, and I'm like, I'm like putting my uniform on. I'm looking at myself a little longer in the mirror. And everybody like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, man, this was a childhood dream of mine to put this uniform on. You got me messed up. Y'all have to excuse me for a moment.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. This is my 5th year in the league, but I'm still living my childhood dream right now. And literally, it was one of those things that you get back, man. I was just like, man, that was pretty cool moment, to do it. If I had little pictures were cameras or what they were and what they are now,
You would have
no, I
that,
definitely would. I probably would have been on Instagram Live or something like that. I want to say live but it would have been
Whatever.
a video for reliving that moment.
Did ticket requests go through the roof?
It did.
Yeah.
It did. It was one of those things where it was good and bad being home. Good part, I was home because of all the family, but the bad part was everybody wanted tickets. Mm-hmm. And born and raised in Homestead, 15, 20 minutes from the stadium, everybody wanted a ticket. And then, of course, when you got here and everything just kind of shifted, and now the AFC Championship game, the Super Bowls was the norm, that was a tough ticket to get. And literally from that point, so when you go to Detroit, everybody wanted tickets for it. Mm-hmm. And then those started kind of slowing down, the further we got in there, but that was always a tough ticket to get. And then people get mad at you because they're like, I'll pay for the ticket. So it's not about paying for the ticket. I know you would pay for it. They're just not available.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just how hard it is for you to get tickets online or wherever you're trying to get them through is very tough for us to get it because everybody's using their tickets. And the thing for me is I couldn't barter and trade my tickets because you would have a lot of young guys to say, hey, I'll give you my Cincinnati tickets, but I definitely need Baltimore because they may be from Maryland. Mm. I just need your tickets. Yeah. I can't trade them off. And that was something that I just couldn't do, but definitely a tough ticket.
Big completion down the sideline there. Looks like maybe a cover 2 hole shot.
Yeah,
Good
Pickens
throw by
right
Kenny.
there. Yeah, George Pickens, man, he's going to be a star.
Yeah, good player.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine like putting your uniform on that you grew up. Like that's probably what you like. That's cool. That's really cool.
And growing up, we were the Homestead Steelers. And then it switched whenever when all three, Borough Homestead, Monroe West Homestead all kind of came together and created the league. And that's why they went to Steel Valley. Yeah. But at that time, and I'm just like, man, you daggone right. I want this childhood dream right here.
That's cool. That's a good read by Kenny Pickett. They went to a 2 invert where the safety rolled down and took the corner spot, and the corner rolled back to take the safety spot to go cover 2, and he hit the hole shot behind it. That can get a lot of young quarterbacks because they don't see that safety coming down. You see him going deep, and the safety intercepts it. So that's a good, whether he knew it was coming or not, that's a good play. So good job. Good job.
So Ben, you wear 7 because of Elway, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Was there anything? Are you a Montana fan? Is there anything around 16 for you?
To be honest with you, I was 19 in high school.
Okay.
I went to Eastern Michigan. I was 16.
He went to Eastern Michigan, and they don't know how to. They're 9s and 6s. That max school.
That could be true. That could be true. But then when I get to Detroit, Jim Miller at the time, former Steeler as well, he was wearing 16, and when I get there, he's like, we can talk about this. I said, what's to talk about? Like, I'm not really sure. You're already 16. There's nothing to talk about. If you want it, you can pay for it. You want to know what? 10's free over here. I'll go ahead and take 10. I'm not married to 16 at all. Like, there's nothing here. And I ended up taking 10. And then once I got here to Pittsburgh, Cordell Stewart was 10. And then that would put me back into 16.
Nice.
And that's how I ultimately got back into 16.
That's cool. That's how it works for those of you that don't know out there. When a rookie gets drafted and a veteran has the number, a good play. Deontay can stop on a dime. I mean, he is so hard to cover on those routes. That's how it works. Like a veteran guy's got the number. Young guy, high draft bet comes in. Is like, wonder what I can get for this.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'll take a watch. I'll take some money. Like they'll get what they if the rookie really wants it.
You'll pay for it.
Yep. Which I got lucky with 7 there. I don't think anyone ever had. There was like one other guy. When I got here, they're like, do you know the history of 7 here? And I was like, nope. And they're like, there's like one guy. I don't even know who. I couldn't even tell you who it is. I'm sure the fans will tell us at some point. But it was a long time ago.
All my years, I don't remember anybody having 7. Yeah. That's generally how it goes. Those numbers and people put it together. But if you want that number bad enough,
right?
You'll pay for it.
Well, we have definitely something in common too with the. I always loved hearing some of your stories, but like playing with Barry Sanders, like that had to be so cool.
That was pretty cool.
Because you played with him for 2 years, 1 year,
just 1 year,
and I got to play. You played with the Hall of Famer Barry Sanders, and I got to play my first year and 2 years with the Hall of Famer Jerome Bettis. So there's got to be. Well, I remember this is what Charlie would tell me. I remember tell me he goes, I used to get yelled at all the time by my quarterback coach because I'd hand the ball off and I'd just turn around and watch. He goes, I would just watch Barry like, wow, this is amazing.
It was unbelievable. The things that he were doing, because he didn't really do it in practice. You hand off, he just kind of lollygags, just kind of go through. Kind of like watching Troy practice. You didn't see everything.
Yeah.
Oh, but he got it. Oh, that's just Troy. He probably would have made that play in the game. But Barry was that way, and then all of a sudden, they're going to throw it.
I thought Chase, because he's lefty, I thought Chase was going to. They ran a little reverse. Oh, that penalty. They ran a little receiver, double reverse, and Chase's. Oh, but he was going right. I was thinking, okay, never mind.
But he had, but to that point, watching Barry do all of that, I remember just watching it and hand off in games, and I would have to boot away. The very first time I just watched him, I'm like, man, this is awesome. And the guy that I was supposed to control as I booted away made the tackle. Coach is like, you supposed to boot away? I said, man, that was Barry. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this was the official handoff in the game.
Yeah.
So all of that happened, but just kind of watching, of course, I thought, you playing. The one thing I loved about him, obviously you see all the highlight, but when you do a play action, oh my gosh.
Everybody's coming down.
There's 10 to 15 yards that you had in between the linebacker and the safety. So receivers loved him, for that. And then ultimately when, I'm thinking I'm going to play a little longer with him, and then he decided to retire abruptly. I'm just
crazy.
Like, that was it. On the eve of training camp.
No one knew. You didn't have any sense.
Didn't have any sense because the majority of his career, with the exception of one, he always stayed away for off-season program. Train, come back, you knew he was going to be in phenomenal shape. So this was no different, or no antennas was even raised. Oh, he's here. I hear he'll come in shape. And this was a time where quarterbacks and selected veterans were there 3 days before the veterans came. So we're there Sunday, we practice Monday, Tuesday, and we get ready to now break that particular camp. And then there's starting to become rumblings that Barry might be retiring. We're like, what are you talking about? And somebody caught a picture of him in the airport as he was getting ready to fly to London. And then from there, he faxed in his retirement letter to his hometown. I think it was Wichita, Kansas at the time. And sure enough, the news story broke. He was on a flight. He wasn't even in the country when that news story broke. And that left us scrambling to find a running back. So the next 24, 36 hours, they're trying to figure out, okay, we need to now trade for somebody. And we ended up trading for Greg Hill, who was a running back that was in, I think he was either in St. Louis with the Rams or the Chiefs. It was one of those two. And we ended up picking him up. And at that point, everybody was just devastated because they're like, man, this dude could have easily played another 5 years. And as I fast forward, I get to Pittsburgh and I'm a locker mates with Jerome. So in 2002, we're sitting there and I had his jersey. And I'm like, hey man, I need my jersey signed. I would appreciate that. And he kind of looks at me. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. I said, I heard that before. Barry retired on me. I'm going to have you sign this one here. Sign it for me. I'll put it up. I'm not going to put it on my wall until you officially retire, but at least I have it.
Right.
And he was like, good point. Very good point off of that. So that was it. But it was pretty cool, though. I had a chance to hand the ball off, especially at the time of his retirement, 2 of the top 5 backs in the league, Barry and Jerome. That was cool. Pretty really cool moment for me.
That's awesome. Another cool play. Kenny Pickett just ran for 20 yards on 3rd down.
You'll get at that 2-man in a hurry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so 2-man and middle of the field opened up. This would be big score before half. Oh, Naj.
Come on, Naj.
Okay, good run. Good strong run.
Look like
Starting to wearing down the defense a little bit now.
He's starting to look like he's getting a lot more healthier.
Yeah.
What do we got
2
left?
minutes.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes. They're going to try and get a playoff or try. This is the old try and fake them on the play. Fake them, run it, try and draw them off. Nope. Bounce it.
Come on, Naj.
All right, 2 minute warning.
Dude is a beast.
Big dude. That's still crazy though about Barry just leaving.
That was it. And then having a chance to talk to him, he was just, listen, I was at a point in my career, 10 years, frustrated, that we made the NFC Championship game at that time in 91, and they had a chance to lock that whole team up. And they let them walk away.
Wow.
And some of those players that ended up leaving free agency, they ended up winning Super Bowls elsewhere.
So
he became frustrated. Like, man, that team we had a very young team that we had a chance to lock up. They didn't do it. And then ultimately, when he got to 97, 98 was his last year, he was just like, 10 years, I want to play with my kids.
Yeah.
That was it. You can't do anything but
him,
respect that. He was like, I just wanted to play with my kids, didn't want to walk with a limp, anything of that nature. And it was pretty cool because his kid would always run around. I think at the time he was like 6 or 7. He's running around the facility, and man, you're like, this dude gonna be pretty quick. And lo and behold, he actually became. He went to Stanford.
Yeah,
he went to Stanford. Barry Sanders Jr. and then transferred to Oklahoma State for his 5th year.
Really?
So it was pretty cool to see him, and
That's
had a chance
awesome.
to talk to him. Though, man, it was just to kind of remember where they were when they were younger to where they are now. It's pretty cool.
I remember that with Ryan Clark with his son.
Yeah,
like Jordan running around the locker room. Like I'd play catch with him, and all of a sudden, now next thing you know, it's like what are you saying? He's starting at Arizona State. Like
that young kid that you used to have to hoist up so he can break down the team.
Yes. Was Barry like a quiet? Was he a quiet like what you see in the interviews? Like he was just a quiet person.
Yeah, just a quiet person.
Yeah.
He could just sneak those jokes in. Make everybody laugh and those type of things. But the one thing about it, he never really wanted to talk about himself. People like, man, you remember that run against Dallas or something like that? Like, yeah, I mean, that's okay.
That's cool.
Like that was it. Like he just did not want to talk about that.
He's even cooler now to me because of that.
Yeah, and Grass. I see him all the time. We laugh, those type of things. Like, man, he's just a cool dude.
That's
like, he
amazing,
really is.
Yeah, that's amazing. So when it was time for you to step off the field, did you know? Because he obviously going through, Barry is just so abrupt having that experience. In your own career, did you know that it was time to I'm gonna hang this up. I'm good. I'm a retired Steeler. I know it's time. I feel right. Or was it a little bit cloudier for you as well?
Well, you always want that one more year type of concept. But I think just going through that last year, your body just doesn't recover as much as what it used to before.
Yeah.
And when you start now, and I wasn't even playing at the time, and I'm like, wow, I got to get ready for Wednesday's practice and all of those type of things. I'm like, man, I don't have it. Then I did, those last couple of games that I did have to play, I'm like, man, those hits hurt. I'm like, man, I don't know. And at the end of it, it was one of those things to where, I had a feeling that was it.
Yeah.
I was like, that was it. And then of course, once you see kind of how way free agency go, teams like, well, we'll kind of see how it plays out. Like, just shoot it to me straight. This is kind of where it is. And, it was pretty cool. At 15, I was good.
I mean, what a career,
Nice
though, man.
catch.
15.
Nice catch.
He catch that.
He did.
Okay, Pickens.
My man. I like that guy, too.
He's got some body control. Good throw. I want to see it again in slow-mo.
Yeah, he felt like he showed up as a rookie in full form.
Is that you? Who's fast forwarding? That's weird. Good body control.
1, 2.
Did that hand hit before?
Nah, let's see. I thought it looking at it live.
Where's his hand hitting? No, I think it's foot tap first, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that was close. Closer than I thought.
Definitely gonna take a look at it.
Yeah.
One
for sure. Yeah, I did. It tapped just before it.
There you go.
Nice play. That's big right there. Now you got to hold. I mean,
that's it.
Hold him before this half. But that's a good bounce back by the Steelers offense. Good drives. Defense is holding Miami now.
Hold them here. Steelers get the ball coming out of the half.
Huge. That's what you want, though, right? Then that coaches always talked about weathering the storm. There's going to be a storm one way or another at some point in the game. How can you weather it? And at the beginning of this game, Miami looked unstoppable.
Right.
I mean, unstoppable. Mm-hmm. And now it's 13-10, and you're right there.
A couple plays defensively need to make. Crucial drop by Miami on that third down, punted the ball to the Steelers, and now they're back in the game. That's what it is.
So how do we feel about the first half?
Well, I think it's just that. It's you weathered that early storm, and you're in the game. You're in this ball game. It could have got out of control really quick.
Right.
If they would have went, they score. Obviously, they scored the opener. It gets 7-0. You go 3 and out. You hold them to 3. That's huge. I mean, it could be 21. I mean, obviously, they could have scored every single possession, but I think it's a really good half by the Steelers so far. There's still a minute 50 to go in the half, and anything can happen. But I think that's a great body control by Pickens. Wow. I mean, he's big, but he plays like a little guy. Like his drop and the way he can drop his weight and shift and do things. He's a good player.
He's gonna be a star.
Look at this. Oh, look at this. Wow.
That's a break, they need. Let's see.
Wow, 15-yard line.
But the beauty of this one here, though, is the fact that probably half the stadium is Steeler fans.
Yeah, for sure.
You already know that every time we went down there. I just remember that was a 2009 game we were down there. That's the one you think he threw that touchdown pass to Mike Wallace. We took like 3 crow hops to get rid of that ball. Like, really? That's what you're doing?
That ball went 70 yards in the air, man. Chuck used to always make fun of me. Oh, how many crow hops you need to throw that ball? Better than one hopper for $25.
I like you climbing the pocket 3 steps, three,
I had to step
1,
up
2.
the pocket.
I mean, come on, let it go.
Into the wind.
It's uphill.
Actually, I was surprised because I think you took a 7-step drop on that one.
Oh, he took it from. Oh, I thought he picked it. That reminded me of Minka's.
Yes, that one.
How crazy was that? Like, I thought he picked it and he had it in Buffalo.
Yes, and pulled away from him.
I thought the way they kind of fell. That's a big play by Miami right there. That's exactly what you need.
Start a 2-minute drill right there.
Yeah. Most teams, don't they do draw screen to kind of get the drill started? He ran 22-man down the middle. Right there, I thought he ripped it from. Man, good ball.
I think that 2009 game we were down as the last game of the year. That was a weird one because we needed a lot of things to happen to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what was going on. I think the first half they started showing it. The second half they didn't show it.
Yeah,
we ended up winning the game, and we're like, what we do now? And everybody started racing back to the locker room to figure out, to check their phones and see if all the scenarios worked. And I think whoever checked it first, like, nope.
Yeah.
Everybody just, all right, take the clothes off.
Oh, there's a run. Oh, he slid short of the line. He slid short of
That's 3rd and 2. That's not a first down.
Yeah. Oh, I'd take a time. You got 2 timeouts, 3rd and 1. A lot of times ticking off here. Oh, what do they call?
Is that offsides or illegal formation?
Wow. This is big. This is big by the Steelers. Like, this is huge. Like, he slides, which I get, which he probably wouldn't have done before his head. He slides. He comes up short. I love when the officials are talking. Like, what's he saying? If this is on Miami, it goes to 3rd and 6.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
3rd and 6 now. Still got 2 timeouts if you're Miami, but they're going to be back at 50-yard line now. Oh, yeah, a little early.
Ooh.
Alex is going to blow that up anyway back there.
Yeah, he was already back there. What's your move here? What do you call it?
Well, you gotta have something to get the ball. I mean, you don't need to get out of bounds. I thought they had 2 times. They used one to
Tyrese in the slot. He's on the inside. I think that's where he's looking. Unless you get a robber here by Edmonds coming on the backside.
They got a pick on it too. He got thrown out there.
Yeah.
He throws it out there. He's running and he's out of bounds.
As soon as you saw that matchup right there.
Little wheel rub route kind of concept. That's a good timeout probably.
I think we could be coordinators, sitting there calling plays out.
Well, so now, but you just use your last timeout. You got 21 seconds. You can still work the middle of the field if you have to, but knowing that if you work the middle, you're probably got 1 play after that.
Correct.
So you'd like to work outside. If you're the Steelers, you're trying to keep it in the middle of the field. But if you're Miami, you're thinking points. You got to get at least 3. So you got to give yourself a chance to either clock it or run your team on. But obviously you don't need to run your team on until the very end. So you're probably with 21 seconds, 3 plays, Maybe depending on how long the play
Best
takes.
case scenario is 3.
Yeah, with no time to
You
get
got
the
to hit
bottom
that
bounds.
first play quick. If you get that first one quick, see where that goes.
It depends. Like you hit like a 5-yard out or something, out of bounds. Like
That's different.
So we'll see what happens. 2 to 3 plays probably, 3 at most. Again, gosh, if you're Pittsburgh, you're probably thinking, all right, we're sitting in a good position. It's 150. They drop the ball, they drop the kickoff, ball's in the 15, and then now they're going to get points. And if you're Miami, you're super happy right now because you've got a chance to get points before the half.
I'm thinking they're going to work the middle. That's going to be my.
Yeah,
That's gonna be,
because it should be open because Pittsburgh's thinking take away the outside,
Correct.
so it should be open. But
I'm
we'll
thinking
see.
there with a clock situation. Maybe take one more shot, throw it in the end zone, and then from there kick a field goal.
Well, I've seen a couple 22-mans by the defense, which means 2 high safeties, and then everyone else is manned up on running backs, tight ends, wide receivers. So that's what they hit on the first play, was down the middle. I would think put Hill in there and let him run down the middle. But if you're Pittsburgh, you got to be having the safety's got to be watching maybe a double the stars,
Right. In that particular situation.
something like that. So if you're Miami, maybe you're thinking Pittsburgh's going double the stars, which is obviously you're doubling 1 or 2 of the best players for Miami. If that's the case, then I'm thinking, who's my number 3? Who's my go-to guy that is getting singled, and take a shot. So we'll see. See our predictions. See what our predictions look like.
It's going to be it.
Watch it play out exactly how you called it. Gonna get the rest of the people in Pittsburgh like, Ben needs to be OC.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. That's amazing. All right, well, in this commercial break, we can do this final beer here.
All right, what we got?
Final beer here.
Final beer here. Go beer here. It's from Eagle Brewery from the UK, from what I understand. This was actually a gift in a package.
Can you put the camera? Look,
Oh,
this
of
is
course.
See this little guy. This has not been drank. This is just what we're giving Charlie.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no shame in my game over
Hey
here.
man, my man has to work tonight.
This is normal.
I'm good.
This is normal.
No, not judging, but we're just happy you're here to be a part of this.
Yes.
All right,
All right,
here we
we'll
go.
get to it in a second. We got the game
20
back on.
seconds.
Here we go. They put Tyreek in the slot again. He on the inside.
Is he in there?
Yep.
Empty? I think I'll bring him back. Yeah, bring him. Just show a little foolery.
Going up again. Interception.
Oh, he dropped it. Oh,
my God.
Oh, you got to pick that
Yes,
ball
you
off.
do.
Cam Sutton, who has great hands, like that's not what you expect. He's got great hands. You expect that one to be intercepted.
Now the
I
same
wanna see
play, all
that.
they did was flip it.
Yeah, a little.
And Cam was waiting
It
for
is
it.
different formation. Yeah, so this time the Steelers passed it off. They're in a zone.
Yep.
And they passed it off. Oh, you got to pick that ball off. That's a point thing there. That's
That's why. That's how most DBs become DBs.
that's why they put on that side of the ball. Well, that's a delayed game.
There you go.
Wow, delayed game now. Back even further.
This last 30 seconds is wild.
Oh, is this like banana?
Dog, it's a banana beer, dog. It's from Eagle Brewery. Actually, Merrill and Ange brought this over.
I don't understand what y'all like in beer, man. I just don't. I just don't. They're all 3 different flavors. They all give me something different, but none of them did anything for me. I'm thinking
That's the point of the show, Jay.
I'm thinking I'm about to try this, but like, you want to know what? I found my beer.
I found my beer. You did not find
I
your
didn't
beer.
find my beer today. It's only been like that for 20 years. So no offense to anybody. I'm not being disrespectful to anybody out there. I just never found a beer that I've enjoyed on a regular.
Has to be a footballing shirt. I found my beer at footballing.
Oh, I like that. No, that's
This ain't it?
It's unique.
Different.
It is. It's banana nut. It's like banana bread.
It's called Banana Bread Beer. Literally is the name. I mean, look, there's a beer coming out of a banana peel.
I mean, they basically the Steelers picked up, or the Dolphins picked up like 3 yards kicking field goal.
Right.
Good hold, but should have been nothing. Should have been picked. That is. Man,
It's
I
not
thought it was
good.
gonna be like banana-y, which I like bananas, but not like that.
well-
but you definitely taste the banana bread. You taste banana bread as well. I don't know. It's. I gotta try some more. It's unique.
It's not terrible. I don't hate it.
not terrible.
It tastes like banana candy. It tastes like artificial.
So did somebody
banana.
send this one in? Or
No.
or
Meryl brought this.
Yes.
Meryl brought it.
Meryl
Okay,
and
Meryl.
Angela. Thanks, Meryl and Angela.
Yeah, so actually, after Meryl's episode, Meryl and Angela brought over a 6-pack of crazy beers that we will feature on the show at some point. I don't even want to give them away because they have like ridiculous names. The flavors are like, they're not even real flavors. I don't know what we're going to walk into. So we do have those, but this is one of them. And yeah, I don't know what I thought this would be.
I couldn't even drink. I don't think I drink a full one.
No.
It's not like sweet. It's just very unique.
All right, so Charlie, typically we rate the beers like a 1 through 10, and then pick a favorite. 1 through 10, how would you rate the beers you've had tonight individually, and then your least unfavorite?
I would say the least favorite is the one that I said was watery, the very first one.
You don't
mango.
like that.
The mango.
You
Yeah,
hate
that
that the
was,
most.
yeah, that didn't do anything for me. At least the other two, I'm okay. There's some suds, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get a little after stuff. You know, whatever the term is. I would go in order. I'm not that I can't go, but whatever the second one was, this was the one that was sent, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you this one. This will be
Cookie crab.
my first choice here today. Third would be my second choice.
Nice.
That's the banana one.
That's number 2.
And then this one here was just
If you would have made me like pick your 3 in order, I would have went like the exact opposite. I think I would have went with the first one, that lit one, that Long Island iced tea,
light one,
the real light one,
Yeah.
and then gone with the banana second and the crab one third. So I guess we maybe don't know each other that well. How many years are we together?
I've known you a long time, brother. Long time.
Not that bad. You know what? Next time we have Charlie, we're going to do some wine tasting. How about that?
I'm all in. On
I knew you'll be.
I'm all in with that.
And then that's why I want to say thanks to Chuck for doing this, because he told me, he said, listen, I don't drink beers. And I said, I know, but that's like the show, so we have to. He's like, I'll do wine. I said, I know you will. Like, we all know you'll do wine, Chuck, but you have to do it this time. At least once we're doing that. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I tried to pick the least beer-like beers. Obviously, this one right here was just, I thought was a delicious beer, which is crazy that was your favorite.
I know, that's
The
what blows my
actual
mind.
like beer, like the Vienna lager. It's like I felt like was a very classic, like German style lager, and yeah, I guess it was a contrast to Mother Clarity. I guess in comparison to the other two, it was really good.
That was it. These are the 3 that I had, and that's my order. But I'm just not. I've never. People who know me, they can never sit back and say he was a drinker or a beer drinker at one point of his life. Not one person can say that.
Nope.
So we'll do wine. We'll
I'm
do
all
the
good, yeah.
Charlie Batch wine experience next time.
I can't wait. I told him I've been waiting on him crack a nice bottle open here soon. And I've only been waiting for about 8 months.
No, come on, don't be
It's
like
been
that.
8 months, man. Come
Don't
on.
be like that. Don't be like that. Hey, I don't want you to say this out loud. I'm going to show you something on my phone. Do you know this person? Like I said, don't say anything out loud, okay? But you're the only person I know to ask. Because it's a local person.
Honestly, I don't.
No. Okay. Just thought I'd ask you. It's like just because you know all the. It's from that place.
Okay.
That's why I thought you might.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Nothing. Okay.
Definitely can ask around. You
No,
know.
it's not. It's not. It's definitely not worth that. I just didn't know.
Alright.
I just saw where they were from. Anybody from Pittsburgh, I always ask if you know who they are or knew, because Chuck knows everybody. You ever thought about running for mayor?
Not necessarily, but people have approached me to run for governor.
Yeah.
And Tasha,
Okay.
she wants no parts of that.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to help
Don't
no
do that.
parts of political party whatsoever.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Especially this time of year when you're looking and there's all negative ads
crazy.
and everything around. Like, I mean,
Those are the worst.
yeah,
dude.
she,
They make
why
me
would I
not
want to
wanna
be on there
vote.
and somebody
Yeah.
doing something, purposely,
Negative, no, that's very true. Hey, because I know you're probably whenever you got to head out, but before we go, I do want to because if people don't know, just this, all you do so much in the community. It's truly unbelievable. Tell us if like whatever you want to tell us, but tell us about the building, how that's
Yes.
going, like what's going on with the Batch Foundation.
Man, we are excited. Literally, this is our 24th year
Wow.
as we are now getting ready. And, to be able to do what we're doing, we're an educational foundation. We service, we're an educational foundation. We focus on reading computer literacy along with our STEAM programs. And we say STEAM instead of STEM because a lot of our young kids, they like the arts element. So from there, we service 3,800 kids annually. We're in 8 different counties and throughout southwestern Pennsylvania. So we are literally busting out of the seams. And in our office space, we've been in it for 17 years. It's 5,300 square feet. And from there, me and Tasha have been talking over a while, and we're like, man, how can we expand? And the original goal was maybe just acquire the next building over and then maybe expand our computer lab. But our plan wasn't our plan. God had a bigger vision for us. And we were able to acquire 4 parcels. And from there, go from 5,300 square feet to 33,000.
Wow.
And to do that, and of course, the challenge in COVID and all of that with supply chain, just like the rest of the world. But to see that and finally open up June 13th, like that was a surreal moment, especially being in my hometown to be able to put that together. Like, I'm just like, wow, you hold it back because you see all of this come to fruition. And the one thing that we did purposely is to make sure when these kids come in, it doesn't remind them of school. Because in school, they're told to be quiet, sit down, all day. Yep. And when they come over, we want them to burn the energy off, tire them out, just be kids and have fun. So to be able to do all of that, we have to play on our words. So we call it a state-of-the-art educational facility only because we're not a charter school. And if you start saying charter school, public school teachers start freaking out, job loss potentially for them. So that's the way that we say. So we say activity rooms. So now we have activity rooms. We have a dance studio. We have a cafeteria as we're bringing home economics back because home economics have been taken out of schools. And then from there, we have a gymnasium. And we actually have a cool partnership with UPMC where they actually put a medical practice in the bottom underneath.
That's awesome.
So to have all of this, under, one umbrella, man, is pretty cool, pretty surreal moment to be able to do that. Now, literally, we'll go take our numbers to over 6,000 kids annually. So I'm like, are we ready for this? I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, Tosh, we ready for this? She's like, we better be ready for it. Like, we built this thing,
back now.
And this is kind of the legacy that we want to leave for our family for the next 20 years. Like, this is it. And ultimately, everything is in state of the art. When these kids walk in, it's just something that we want to make sure that we're supplying all the necessary needs that they hopefully need throughout life. And we're literally, I can't wait for you to see it. Like, literally, I can't wait for you to come over and check it out. And those are the type of things. And literally, I have to give credit to Tasha. Tasha, like, she did her
she's
thing.
in it. She's not just supporting you. She is like in it.
Absolutely.
She's not walking behind you supporting you. She's walking beside you and maybe even in front of you.
She's in front. Yeah, she is in front.
Got to give her a lot of props. Just an amazing. Behind every good man's a great woman.
Absolutely.
And she is awesome. And what if people want to like learn more? Is there like a website? We'll put it up on the thing if we can. But is there a place they can look?
Yeah, they can go
donate or whatever.
Yeah, they can go to batchfoundation.org.
Batchfoundation.
And you'll be able to see everything that we do throughout the calendar year.
Cool.
And as we now get ready to roll into the holiday season, we actually collect over 8,000 toys unwrapped.
Wow.
And then we always need help wrapping them. Yeah. So we have a big wrapping party that we have. So when you're adopting this last year was 153 families. We're going to try to get to 170 families if we can. You're collecting them unwrapped. We have names. We actually have the names of the families and the kids that are there. So we're wrapping them. And then from there, we always go out and we actually deliver on Christmas Eve. Well, this year is going to be a little bit of a challenge only because the Steelers are playing the Raiders that night as they celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. So we actually have to start on the 23rd, try to knock out the majority of it, half a day on the 24th, and then we switch into the Steeler game. So we have all of that.
Do you put like the Santa hat on?
We do it all, yeah. We do it all. So we'll have drop boxes around the city. Then we actually, we'll have registry. Yeah. So now people can just go on, click, and then they'll actually click and ship straight to our office. So you don't have to physically go to the drop-off location or maybe come to the office.
That's awesome.
We try to make it as easy as possible. But people who come over, we actually have 23 companies who actually want to participate this year.
Wow.
So they're bringing all their employees over.
That's a credit to you guys, man. You guys, what you guys are doing are awesome. If you didn't have a good product, people don't want to get behind if it's not a good product. People are getting behind you because what you guys are doing is so amazing and reaching so many families, so many kids. Man, it's so awesome. I'm proud to do a small part and support you.
And I appreciate it. You've been a part of it since you've been here. So you've seen kind of where we were to where we are now.
Spectacular. That's what I wanted to talk about. I wasn't even thinking about that. Like we didn't even literally.
Our production notes are so great.
Yeah. Literally our production meeting that we talked about before this was basically, hey Chuck, you good for this? All right, cool. Like we have no agenda.
And then we ate a bowl of chili.
Yeah, we had chili upstairs, but we have nothing to talk about. So that, and I don't know, it just made me think that I wanted to give you a chance because what you do is truly amazing. I hope people, if they don't already know, can learn a little bit and donate and help or whatever it is. So
I appreciate
that's
that.
awesome,
Thank you.
man. No, whatever you do, whatever we can do to help. So
I appreciate it. I can't wait. We like to show it off. So if anybody's around the area, come on by. We're literally right next to the Munhall Police Department. And they were essentially Munhall Borough building for everybody. I think you were up there one time because there was you had family that played
before
in
it had
before it was done. But I
yeah.
think you were there for a baseball game behind the Borough building.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken. I remember you telling me about it. That you were over that way. It was on a weekend. That's why I know we weren't there.
Yeah,
that's how I knew. You're like, I think I'm by your place.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. But everything that we do, man, we don't do this by ourselves. Like we have tons of support and people who believe in what we're doing, our mission and the vision and what we're trying to accomplish. With the Best of the Batch Foundation, it's truly humbling whenever you have so many choices that you have in this world and somebody selects your organization. That is truly humbling for somebody, not just monetary, but they volunteer their time. Yeah. And when they do that, man, when you see it, you're like, wow, thank you. And that's all we can say. So we truly appreciate everybody who supported us.
That's huge, man. It's a big deal. People jumping in and helping out. That website one more time is the batchfoundation.org.
It's batchfoundation.org.
Okay, I'll put that in the description as well. I would encourage you guys to get involved, man. At the very least, go check that out and read about it. And man, that's huge. To hear those numbers, what you guys are doing.
So cool.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's huge, bro.
So cool. And if you're, up late tonight after the game, tune in and listen to Charlie give his almost expert. I mean, this is actually where you need to give the advice, but it's just kind of like, it's a little side gig that Charlie does after this show.
That's it. We finish at 2:30 in the morning, and before you know it, you're kind of blinking. Wake up, and I might give you 3 or 4 miles in the morning. That might be about it. It might be my slowest pace.
What are you going to do in the wintertime? Treadmill?
No, actually, I walk in the winter as long as it's not icy outside. 10 degree, wind chill or something like that. That might be a little bit. I'm going to the gym.
Up?
Yeah, I'm bundled up. I'm ready to go. I have my ski mask on. I'm walking. And my neighbors look at me like I'm crazy. They were like, "What is this dude out here doing?"
Charlie used to crack me up because Charlie, before every game, Charlie would go out and warm up on the field, and I would warm up in the tunnel because it's just my tradition. And Charlie would go on the field, but hey, I said, what kind of day is it, Chuck? He goes, it's a long sleeve kind of day. I'm like for me, long sleeve or you? He goes, oh, I'm definitely wearing long sleeves, but you could. I said, is it a one long sleeve or two?
I was about to say the 2-layer, 3-layer. At one point, it got the 3-layer one time. I was like, I'm gonna be layered up. So I'll tell you. So I think we were playing Cleveland one time, man. It was so cold. He knew I was 3 layered up, and literally, like, we're winning, we're blowing him out, and he looks at me, and I'm like, I know you ain't about to say what y'all think you're about to say. He says, Chuck, go ahead in for the kneel downs. No, brother, you going in for the kneel down. I'm 3 layered up over here. By the time I take this off, the ball's gonna be snapped already. He runs out. He's like, really? Man, look here, man.
I'm trying to get you a player check, man.
Oh no. I think that might have been like a Thursday night game. It was so cold. I was like, man, I am not peeling these layers off, bro. You're on your own. Not for 3 snaps. Like if it was a half a quarter or something, I had to go for 3 snaps at the end of the game. There's 40 freaking seconds, maybe a minute and 50 seconds or something left. It's 3 kneel downs. You go in there.
Well, man, I ain't taking 3 sweaters off for this.
Hey,
I'm not doing it.
I'm like, you wearing long sleeve under that jacket? Yep.
Really, you already know it.
Like, Chuck, it's not even that cold out there today. It is for me.
Look here, I'm trying to stay warm as possible. And it was funny because prior to those cold games, they didn't really allow you to wear sweats over top of your uniform. So you just had a jacket and had tights on. And I remember one time I came out, I said, man, it is cold. And I put sweats over top. Yeah. And that was the very first time that it happened. Everybody like, okay, is he dressed? Is he not? Like, what's going on? Like, I have it on. And I would have to tell back, hey, man, something happened, man. Give me a little bit of time. Take it to commercial break so I can take everything off to make sure I'm ready. That was like the unwritten rule that we had. Like if something happened, yes, so I could take off these layers. Like seriously,
that was the greatest thing ever. When I started putting my sweats on over my pants, like it's something about it. It was just so much warmer. It was great. I same thing.
Absolutely,
put my sweats on right over top.
And people will look at us like I'm crazy, but that was before. Before that never happened.
Code, bro. You cracked the code.
Now they do it and they wear it now. Like, yeah, we kind of started that over there. That's pretty
cool. I love it, dude. That's amazing.
Oh, second half.
Are we back?
Coming out of the gate. Yeah, we're gonna see. This is a big opening drive. Go ahead and put some points on the board.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and maybe this is pessimistic, but we're doing better than I thought we would. I thought this Miami team, especially with having Tua back, would have a new fire, new juice, and they were driving it. I mean, obviously, pushing the pace in the first half, but
there's your number right there. Tyreek Hill 43 yards in the first half.
Right.
So
you're trying to get him going.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be different in Tua coming out slow. That's
I thought it was going to take him a little bit to get going, but boy, the way they started.
I had a very low scoring game in this one. I'm thinking field goals all the way through. But this drive here.
Let's see Coach Sully again, getting some airtime. And I'm going to say this, and Spence, I'm going to let you cut this up and send it to me. Hey, Sully, get away from the quarterback. I know you're getting on TV when you're standing next to the quarterback. Right, Chuck?
Yeah, absolutely.
Chuck knew. I think I'm going to get on TV. Watch this. I'm going to stand.
I used to be right there. As soon as Ben come off, I'm right.
You need something?
I knew I was getting the airtime too. I knew it already. Then you stand there and then you see the camera zoom around and try to go into the huddle. I'm like, yeah, I'm right there. Yeah, you see that? I didn't have my hair like that. I had waves going on, so I try to hit the little left and little right so people can see my waves.
Let them know. Show it. That's amazing.
You know where that camera's at.
And get his hair done for nothing, man.
You do. I mean, after a while, you do know, because there were a couple times that we're on the sideline and he would want to say something, but he look up like, I step over here. Like we got to have because they have them boom mics that's sitting over top of it.
Chuck would be like this, point up.
Oh yeah, I know.
Or every once in a while, if it was like crunch time or a game, Chuck would hit him with a, "Hey fellas, give us a minute."
Correct.
Because they're for the most part they're pretty respectful. That if you ask them to like give me a minute or whatever, for the most part they'll leave. But you just kind of let it go. But you put the towel up over so they can't read your lips. That's why I wanted to text Kenny and tell him, hey, whenever you want to say something like put that towel up and just cover it up so people can't read your lips. That's the way I said when I used to get mad at someone, the lineman, I'd be like, come on.
And I mean, there's going to be a couple of times that I may want to say something and you look, Ben, but like you point here and be like, I'm mic'd up today.
Yep.
He's like, okay. No, that's not what you want right there.
Not there. Yeah, mic'd up was always because that was always because Mike T would always say, "Hey, listen, you had to be mic'd up at least one time."
Right.
And he was always like, "We're gonna be mic'd up the same game so that we didn't have that." It was like one game instead of two games, so we're both done. And it would basically be like, well, how much is sack? That's not on Dan. That's on the inside guy, right?
Yeah, Kevin Dotson.
No, the center, right?
Mason, then Dotson.
Yeah, both. Oh, yeah, both of them. You kind of like you walk out and sometimes I'd almost you'd forget and I'd be like, hey Chuck, you gotta get the mic and like, I gotcha. And you try and hold the towel over to do something, but
because at that time you don't know where they're taking the audio at, you know?
Yeah, you don't know what's coming, what's being said.
And once they started doing mics and everybody mic'd up, when he was mic'd up and I knew he was and I'm hearing his signals, I'm like, hey, we got to change that one.
Yep. That's very real. I would remember if we had a game like this, Sunday night game especially, we would tell like Dennis or whoever it was or anybody like, hey, go watch the TV copy and see what you heard. Like you don't have to watch. You need to hear it. What did you hear?
Right.
And when you heard it, did it correlate with the play? Because it might not correlate together.
Sure.
But if you heard it or saw a signal or anything, we got to change it because teams are watching. If we're watching, teams are watching it. So we had to do that. Oh, good catch. We had to do that, more times than not.
Absolutely.
I mean, just saying, we got to change that up.
Even if I was, once I was finished and I was at home watching it, now that I'm on the retired side, I would text him, like, hey, just let you know, this audible, I heard it. So before he now can tell all the other quarterbacks to go back and watch the audio, I would at least have, a little bit of a pre-game plan for him to say, hey, you might want to change this audible up. Because when you were running no huddle, 2-minute drill, I heard that particular signal.
That's crazy, man.
Always helping, man. Always helping.
It was funny one time, this was COVID year, nobody was in the stands.
Oh,
and
heard everything.
I think it was Wolfley he had a COVID tracing. He was just contact tracing. He had to miss the game. And I'm literally sitting I'm in the stands with Hillgrove and I'm calling the game. And I'm listening and I can hear everything that you're saying. And we looking back and like people are like, oh my gosh, how are you predicting what play is being called? Because I was listening to your audibles. I say, here we go, little jockeying right here.
You should have said like, man, I just feel like he's gonna go with this play. Like it just feels like one of those guys. Ben and I are just always on the same page.
I'm listening to it and I'm like, and after the game, we're like, yeah, I heard that. You might want to change that. And he was like, and I think at the time you were like, man, everybody get here. Ain't nobody in the stands.
Yeah, what we're supposed to do.
And then I think that's when you talk, maybe try to get the ambiance up with the crowd noise.
Yeah,
trying to raise it just a little bit because the defense was hearing the same thing.
Well, that's the problem is the defense could hear everything that you said. I mean, literally, like you try and because when it's a normal game, you can almost talk to like the tackles and stuff, and they could hear it, but there's so much going on. But when it was so quiet like that, it was like, it just, everything you said was like magnified. They're like, oh, well, what's that mean?
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
What was that like though? Would that take you back to like a Pee Wee game whenever not many people in the stands?
It was great on the road, right? Because you're on the road and you're like, this feels like it felt like training camp, like with like a morning practice. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the most bizarre thing ever. I loved it on the road because you didn't have to worry about anybody heckling. You didn't have to worry about any noise. You know, that crowd noise is one thing like that they're pumping in, but it just, I don't know. It was just, it was surreal. I'm in a sense, I'm glad I got to experience it, you know, because to look back in 15 or 20 years and people be like, wait, there was a year when there were no fans. Right. Like, yeah, I was like, this is what it was like. Yep. So to be able to be a part of that, I think is pretty cool. I'm glad it wasn't, I mean, I couldn't imagine doing that for long, but it
was weird just sitting there watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah. I remember the first time they let like 5,000 people in Heinz. I remember sitting there. I went to the game against Philly. I was sitting there. I was looking around. I was like, this is so weird. The greatest was there's no lines in the bathroom or like anything. I was like, I'm looking around. I'm like, this is so weird right now, bro.
Wow.
All right, Miami's got the ball for the first time in the second half. This will be a big drive for both teams. Steeler defense, what are you gonna kind of keep doing what you've been doing? And if you're Miami, what are we the first couple drive team or are we the last couple drive team that's happening?
Keep it a one score game.
Yep.
Don't let it get to that point and force now the Steelers be one dimensional.
Yeah. Well, back-to-back runs. Good play by Cam. Cam always around the ball. Good give. Well, that's one thing. I mean, Cam's a great player. Talking about Cam Hayward, obviously, but the fact I always like, you see him in practice doing it, and so it becomes like muscle memory, but always chasing the play.
Right.
And that's just something that he preaches it. I mean, I know that the staff preaches it too, but to see a big guy like that go that hard and still get downfield,
it's almost one of them ones where you see it so much, it becomes normal.
Yes, it's not
like
a
on
big
the
deal
defensive
anymore.
side, you're seeing him run down, but it kind of reminds us when we first saw Pouncey doing it the first time.
No doubt.
His
Cleaning
rookie
up
year.
the pile, like
this dude down the field 20 yards. Like, wait.
Pounce, come on back.
Right.
Shut the huddle.
And he did that, and that became, his trademark. People knew, okay, this dude is going to run to the ball.
Yep. No, you're right. Yeah, it's not as big of a... By the way, are you allowed to pick guys up and suplex them like that?
Yeah, man, it's a WWE, bro. What you talking about?
But, yeah, you're right. It just becomes, like, when it happens... You're kind of like, you almost lose the good strong. Wow.
2 tackles.
Mike's not going to like that.
No, he's not.
You almost lose the appreciation because you just expect it.
Correct.
Right? And it's like, no, you got to remember, guys, this is a big 334, I don't know how much he weighs, but that's a big dude running down the field.
That's
pretty
field
cool.
Every time. And it forced everybody else to do it. Like, okay, if this dude is doing it, it becomes norm. Now everybody else, big Ramon running down the field.
Yeah,
I know you don't want to do that, bro.
Moan, love you, Moan. You love you, Moan, but you did not want to run down the field.
If one of the ones he give you like he's starting out 3 yards, then
Mo would, once again, I'm saying this, Mo, love you to death. Mo would it'd be like after a while, like. Let me check on Ben. Ben, you good? We good? Okay, come on, I got you. Let me check your chin strap. Get him by your chin strap.
It's hilarious, man. It is hilarious.
Don't blame you. That's what was my favorite thing. People say what I miss when I would throw a touchdown. Like a lot, if you watch quarterbacks, like that's what I always want to see. When a quarterback throws a touchdown, what's he doing? Mm-hmm. A lot of guys go like run down to celebrate with the guy that caught it. My move, the guys in front of me. I'm celebrating with my 5 guys because they're the ones that let it happen.
Right.
Yeah, he made a great catch, but none of it happens if they're not blocking for me. So I would always give them, try to give them as much love as I could. And that was just the greatest when I throw a touchdown pass and I turn around and it's Al, it's Dave, it's Moan, it's Pounce, it's Gil or Matt Anchor, whoever it was. That was my favorite. Like, I loved getting hugs from those guys after a touchdown pass. And that also, they loved it too, because then they didn't have to run down and get the guy all the way down there. They're like, oh, no, we got to get Ben a hug. And then we get off the field.
Oh, man.
But that was, I'll miss those guys turn around and give me big hugs. Early timeout. 3rd and 2. This is a big one here.
Mm-hmm.
No timeout.
But that's all the teams that we had, a lot of those guys all kind of stuck around. Those guys were close.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, those are the things that you miss. You get a chance to learn all those guys. And of course now, kids are growing up. It's like, well, how can you get together? You're not, chances of getting and bringing Bart back together are slim.
Yeah.
That's the toughest part, especially even here. And Tasha always, why you always bring it up? I'm like, because they only celebrate Super Bowl winners. And those are your alumni team that's being brought back. But, there are teams that you just missed it, came close, and you don't really come all back together as a group. And that's been the toughest challenge. And I've been talking to the organization about that. Like, we need to do a better job from the alumni perspective to bring people back around, even though you didn't celebrate or didn't win that Super Bowl. I'm hoping that changes. But,
that's interesting.
If you don't get to that point, you can go, every year, and before you know it, you're 10 years out. And you're like, dang. You're losing track of, the people who you were closest to at one point.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Who ran it on 3rd and 2? There he is. Cam Hayward. Getting through and stopping him.
It's almost like they ran that in anticipation that they were going to kick a field goal, but he looked like he's going for it.
Wow. Did they run that play anticipating they're going for it on 4th? Like, maybe we're going to run to see if we get it, knowing that we're going to go?
There was no hesitation at that point.
Wow, look at this. 4th and 3. Early on. Trying to draw them off?
No, they're running it.
Oh. Good
Wow.
D. Wow.
If you didn't make it on 3rd, why would you run it on 4th? Great job out of D.
Awesome job by Steelers defense. I want to see that one over. Was it the line? Like, I thought maybe get 2 out on the edge, let him use his athleticism. But just a...
Wow.
Who is that? 99. Splain. They got everybody in there.
There you go.
Wow. Is that Okunjobi? He's not the rookie. He's the guy he played in Cleveland last year, right?
Yeah, he was in Cleveland, signed a deal with the Bears, and then failed the physical. Then that's how he got here.
Interesting.
But he's playing well.
Yeah, he is. He is.
The Liao, I think the Marvin Liao.
Oh, he's the rookie.
He's the rookie
lineman
from Texas A&M.
He's playing well though too, right?
He's playing well. He went on the IR.
Oh, did they?
For
the short term?
Yeah, short term IR.
Oh.
It was funny because I'm looking at that play, and you're wondering if you're going to snap it. I remember I think we were in Oakland. It had to be 2009, and you're running no huddle. And remember, prior to that, I remember 07. Tomlin, he's trying to learn.
Charlie remembers all these things.
Tomlin's trying to learn Ben, right? He's trying to figure this out.
Amazing.
So Ben would always press it, like he had great impact on the game, like literally understood the situation. He's running down, and it's 4th and 1, and BA's like, "What's he doing? What's he doing?" And I'm like, "He got this. Let him go." Here, what plays he call it? I don't know. And Mike's like, he runs down the field like 30 yards. He calls a timeout, and Ben was like, "I got the freaking look that I'm looking for. I was going to run it." So he comes back, and Tomlin's like, he looks. I said, "Trust him, coach. He understands the situation. If you don't like it, you're going to call timeout or delay a game, we'll punt it."
Yeah.
And from that moment on, he trusted your judgment in that particular situation. Now, we fast forward 2 years. We get to 2009. We're in Oakland. And all of a sudden, was it 09? What was the year Cotchery was here? Was that 11 maybe?
Jaco, maybe.
Whatever year is, so 09 or 11, whatever year he was here. And we're out in Oakland. And all of a sudden, we don't have a play. 3rd down, it didn't work. It's literally 4th and 2. And we're sitting back, and he's like, Ben's like, "Oh, you're going to call it, you're going to try to draw them off sides." And BA's like, "Okay, I'm not really sure. What are you going to do?" And Mike T looks at me, Coach Tom looks at me and said, "What you going to do, Charlie?" I said, "I'm not sure." And he looks at me again. He said, "What's he going to do?" I said, "I think he's going to snap the ball." And Mike, he's stuck like, I want to take the field goal. And he's like, "No, I want the touchdown." And literally, you snap the ball, you throw it to Jaco. picks up the first down, and Mike looks at me. He's just giving that look like. Now, to your credit, we score on that drive. Like that's what we score on that drive, and everybody's celebrating. Like, yeah, this is awesome.
You knew what you were doing. I was like,
That only works if he scores the touchdown.
that's it. It only works.
I feel like you probably came over to me and was like, man, that's a great job. I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, I was like looking at it like, man, no, I think what I said is you got balls, bro. That's what I said. I was like, oh my god, you got it, bro. I was
like, T, what's he doing? I don't know.
He looked at me again. I looked over. I said, he looks like he gonna snap this ball. This has no intentions of I'm trying to draw him off sides. I've seen the mannerism of that.
That's a different
That's
look.
not it. This is I'm going for a look.
Something else. Man.
I'm like, wow.
Oh, that's funny. That's why I love Charlie. That'd be someone be like, hey Ben, remember in Tampa when you threw that touchdown to backside screen? No. Oh, okay, Deontay. That's right. You threw that touchdown to San Antonio for the win. We're like, what play was that? Like, I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I got to this day, it's crazy. I couldn't tell you the name of the play. I couldn't tell you. I know he dropped the play before, and I know he went over here. We had a couple options. I don't know it. And people are like, are you serious? I'm like, that's just not, I don't know. It's just not who I am. I said, but Charlie will tell you what happened on third down in 98 in Detroit against the Bears. Just Chuck's got that.
There was things that I remember like that. You just look back like, wow.
Yeah. I would always marvel at that. They're like, man, I remember this one time. What happened, Chuck? He's like, man, I think it was like it was probably like the second quarter, like 3rd and 5. It was crazy. We had this play called. And he would tell me the play call. I'm like, Chuck, what? Be like, banana right. I'm like, what are you talking about, Chuck? Oh, that was so much fun. Oh, Deontay's down.
Oh, hopefully it's just a cramp or something. Come on.
I know. I'm about to shoot him a text. Maybe he has his phone on him.
So little things like that I will remember, though. I would always remember it.
We were, as I hate Mike Thomas cliches, but we were wild horse riders playing sometimes.
Trying to figure it out.
Charlie, what's your greatest Ben story?
Oh, man. That was probably it.
Oh, man.
Is there one that tops that one?
I don't know if one tops that one. I'm trying to think. Now, my first one with him, though, it was his rookie year in 2004. And he was, back then, the contract's not set up the way it is now, like rookie scale. And I remember, and I said, you're holding out. And all offseason, May and June, no, I'm not. My agent said, we're close. I said, man, I'm willing to bet you that you're going to hold out. And he's like, no, I bet. Like, he's that confident, right?
I didn't know anything.
I said, it's fine. And literally got to the point, I said, now the bet has to be with the day we report, 4:00. That's the holdout. You can't show up by 4:05. Like, no. And literally, I think you held out maybe one or 2 days. It was something that you did. I mean, it was something there. We didn't get to the thick of practice early on. And at that point, you walk in, I was like, yep, I won that bet, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, Charlie knows all. Like, he had knowledge of the game and of that kind of stuff. Because I was like, no, why would I ever? And I don't know. And he's like, well, your agent's going to say this, they're going to say this, and then your agent's going to come back with this. And I was like, you're crazy. And sure enough, everything happened exactly the way he said it.
That happens. Ryan talks. You're like, Charlie's a wizard.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
He knows everything. It's unbelievable.
Like, that was it.
Yep. When you've been around the game. That's why I always say, like, you should be the PA president, man.
Maybe I might throw my name in a hat this year.
I'll vote for you. I don't think I get a vote, but
I think it's up for the election. I might throw my name in a hat.
You should. I'd go on this pod. Everybody watching right now, if he's up for it, he's got to win. Because he would actually look out for the players. The players. That's what the union's supposed to do. Look out for the players. Not the owners and the teams, the players.
What a novel concept.
It's crazy that the National Players Association, the union, would look out for the players. Huh. I'm pretty sure the Teamsters and all those people, like the union workers, look out for their.
Yeah, we could do like those political commercials you're saying going around right now. We can do one right now, live one about your campaign to be the president. Right. Charlie Batch cares about players.
Yes, there we go. There he goes. It looks like Deontay's standing up on the side. Back. There it is. Throw it to the back. Get something. Oh. All right, big third down. What's he arguing?
Yeah,
what's they doing? I mean, Naj's doing.
2-3 yards short. There's another conversation that we missed.
Nah, I said, hey, man, y'all move that pylon. I know I got that pylon.
See, this is what I've been noticing the Steelers have been doing too, which I didn't notice it before. Maybe I just missed it, but it didn't feel like when they had Mitch in there, they were doing this. So second down, they pick up 1 or 2, and then it was...
Get it now?
Oh, I thought he was going to reach it, and he just couldn't quite reach it. Look at him. What's he want? He's arguing? I didn't notice... Oh, is he going for it?
Yeah, he's going for it.
No, he said I'm punting. I was going to say, what was he holding everyone back for? I was like, is Mike going for this thing back,
right.
like all the way back there? I didn't notice with Mitch, like on second down, they get like to second and you go from 2nd and 4 to 2nd and 2. Like not necessarily like you say, not no huddle, but that hurry up tempo. Right. I didn't notice it with Mitch that much. So I don't know if it's something they've changed new or maybe I just didn't notice it. I don't know if you have.
It was, I think the Jet game was when they started that, but that was only because they were down and they were trying to press the tempo and it was working.
But now they're not, I mean, it seems like they're just doing it a lot more now. Like you get an opportunity to like you say, not no huddle because Kenny's not calling the plays. Right. He's just it's a form of tempo change, right?
Correct.
So huddling is the slowest thing you can do, and then there's no huddle, which is or actually 2 minute, which is the fastest. No huddle, which is I'm spitting all over the place. Then there's the no huddle, which is a faster tempo. But then there's just kind of you're not really huddling, but the coach is calling the play, so you're just kind of telling guys where to line up. It's just a change of tempo. Sometimes the defense has to declare a little bit sooner, but it just seems like they've been doing that a little bit more recently. I don't know if they just feel more comfortable with Kenny doing it or just wanted to try something new or what. But
I agree with what you just said. It was almost like, to me, either you're going to do it or you don't. You can't get in the in-between stage. We're going to start it, then we don't.
That's hard for a quarterback to do.
Right. If you're in the personnel group, give me that personnel group so you know what you're seeing on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Now, the moment you now substitute, now that allows the defense to substitute. Now you're not even getting the look that you originally started with.
And there's definitely something to that, like I understand substituting, right? Getting different personnel groups in, different, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, fullbacks. But sometimes there's something to be said about not substituting and just going, because now you know what they have and you can just kind of go with it. And if they're trying to substitute and you didn't, extra man on the field, get a free play, maybe something like that. But it's just sometimes there's something to just line up and playing, not shifting, not motioning, not doing all that, just going. I don't know. We'll see. They just punted.
So you just punt it? No, I gotta. You're ready to start shooting out of here.
All right. Well, like I said, we appreciate you coming on the show. The millions of people that are watching live around the world.
Can't wait.
This podcast is actually huge in Japan.
Is it?
No.
Did you say we have like countries watching?
Yeah,
this?
no. It actually has a pretty decent international following. Thanks to Steeler Nation holding it down. Worldwide. Prestige worldwide.
Prestige worldwide. The Steeler Nation worldwide. You know that. I mean, we would, every place, like you talked about tonight, half that place is Steeler fans. Absolutely. At least, right? Everywhere we went, Steeler fans.
I used to love going to Cincinnati, and we pull up to the stadium, we pull up to the hotel, and then you watch the news that evening, and I'm like, please don't sell your ticket to Steeler fans. Didn't a lot of season ticket players, like if you're playing say the Bears or something, and the Steelers were on the schedule, they wouldn't allow you, you couldn't just buy that game. You had to buy season or a package or something, right? Or at least minimum 1 preseason game or 2 preseason games in addition to that ticket.
Yeah, they used to make, when Steelers were on the schedule, they used to make it
Mr. Rooney, Dan Rooney would get ticked off at that about other owners trying to do that when we popped up on their schedule and didn't come to that city as much. And it would force the fans to now have to pay for 2 preseason games. Who's going to pay for preseason games? And package that together.
Jeez.
Well, there you go. Defenses. There we go.
What a problem what a problem your guys' fan base is that other owners are like, all right, man, we got to monetize on this. I don't know what we got to be doing on this. That's amazing.
All right, Chuck, you out of here?
I'm out of here.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yep.
We don't even cut. We just
No. Here's the handshake. There it is. There's the hug.
No problem, bro. Absolutely.
The dogs are put away, so.
Yeah. All right, cool. Front door.
Yeah, just go to the front. Okay. Yeah, everything's good. Appreciate you very much, man.
No problem.
Have a good one. Tell Tosh hello, please.
Definitely will.
Pitch!
Did he get it?
Oh, he dropped it.
Come on.
Come on, Rail.
I might send you these pictures too of what the inside looks like too.
Yeah, please do.
On these, this building here, 17 years, acquired those parcels, and then that's the aerial of you what it looks like now, and then I'll take you through that door here.
Yeah.
It's this, and just you see all the colors. So when you walk in, it's
Man, that thing looks like crazy.
so it's just crazy when they all coming through. So
It's almost like Children's Hospital, like where there's so much for the kids. Like you want people to feel. It's the same concept, right? When Children's Hospitals has all those people, like you want it to be special and fun and not feel like a hospital. You don't want it to feel like a school.
correct.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome, man. That's
I
so cool.
appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming
No
on.
problem. I will catch y'all
Yeah, I can see you.
a little bit.
I'll talk to you. Okay?
All right, cool.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, make sure you take your mic off before you go to the bathroom. You know how that is.
Look at that punch.
Are we still live? Whoa, that scared me. I looked at my monitor. Are we still rolling or are we changing stuff out? We're in the 13th hour of this show. Yeah, this is gonna be
It's gonna be the Sunday night football watch along.
we're gonna roll this right into the Monday night game. Just go from there.
That's amazing.
You get intercepted there or something?
They punted. So will you listen to it you'll listen to it the rest of the way?
Yeah, I'll put it on the DV.
Yeah.
And once I get to the studio, they'll have a TV on in there.
All right, if anything happens, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
In between snaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, buddy. Oops.
Literally just cutting in a new angle,
Really? This is awesome.
giving us a wide in the middle of the show.
Big shout outs to Teton Ridge for getting us up to the Yankee game. Oh. Hopefully all the fans got to check in. If you haven't, check out the Dove Awards.
Oh yeah.
You can go to YouTube, I think, and watch it.
We got to talk about that actually right now. That's amazing. You have so much.
So cool. Well, I got my Toby Mac sweatshirt on. My boy. So funny. Oh, it must be raining down there.
I mean, it's South Florida. That's kind of its thing, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it
dude,
was
you just.
awesome.
First of all, how awesome is Charlie to come in before he goes to
Goes
work?
to work.
He's like, "Hey, let me knock this podcast out real quick.
You know, I gotta go to work, guys, but I'll stop in and see y'all. Super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just a great dude, great stories. I told you he was gonna be awesome. He's just so funny and we laughed so hard together. Chuck was he's a great dude.
Okay, so you mentioned how he remembers everything,
Yeah.
and I thought it was like yeah, for sure. Yeah.
For sure. And he does.
Yeah, like no, he knows things. Sure, he remembers. No, he like for real remembers.
Like there are a lot of those stories I forgot till he started talking about them.
That's so funny, man.
And then the fact, I mean, now he's going to go talk about this game and has to like listen to it. Like,
Yeah. Well, so before, and we just now got a wide shot, guys.
oh,
I changed Charlie's camera real quick.
this is as we're still waiting for our fourth camera.
Yeah. Come on,
We need to
Ken.
just go buy a camera, dude.
Yeah.
So that we can have wide shots of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So if you thought this is a new episode, this is still the same episode. We're
2 hours and 7 minutes in.
by far our longest podcast. So sorry, but hopefully you guys will find it worth it because that was awesome.
Yes. Yeah, that first part was, man, hear you guys talk about the game. It's always so weird when we have guests, man, because not weird, but like I get so enamored with what they're talking about. I'm like, yo, let me just do this joint right here.
Yeah.
Because to hear you guys talk, again, as a fan of the game, I'm like, oh, dude, like I want to ask, like, hey, what else? But then you'll say something. I'm like, oh, no, answer that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who cares about my question? But like, it was just, it was cool. Like it just to sit here and do this, but be a fan. Cause I mean, hear you guys chopping it up about that was awesome, bro. And again, to think he's like on his way to go just do a radio show. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you went to, we can talk about some live stuff, man, on the back end of this as the,
Yeah. Well, let me go grab a.
yeah.
Go grab a beer.
Hey, do you think this episode is so well polished and put together that I think you getting up in the middle of it to grab a beer would
It's very fitting. I mean,
would it make any difference?
I would grab a yellow belly, but I'm actually out
Are you really?
down here.
You just say that you're out of Coors Banquet. Wouldn't it be nice if they, out of the kindness of their hearts, just sent some over? I was like, hey guys, love what you do. Ben, you're pretty good at throwing that football. Would you like some Coors Yellow Bellies
That would be awesome.
to help you enjoy your retirement? Would you go on record and say that your retirement would be better if you were sponsored by Coors Banquet?
That would be amazing. I would take it.
What do you think about? Okay, so you're drinking a Megadeth beer, the Saison one. Did we try? Did we do that one?
We didn't end up doing it, I don't think.
Okay. What do you think about that? This is a beer
Good.
that the brewery partnered with Megadeth, the band, the metal band.
Are they still? Is Megadeth still like? You probably were a Megadeth fan, weren't you? You seem like a Megadeth.
I was no. I listened to. I mean, I was in metal bands growing up, and then like punk bands, but I wasn't a huge, like, I know Dave Mustaine, like, just because he's a legend, but I don't know
Who's that guy?
he's a singer of Megadeth.
Oh.
Yeah, you know.
Is Megadeth like a roar or not that crazy?
No, I mean they get heavy, but no, it's not like the newer stuff that's like the
Yeah,
growls.
it's
No.
not that.
Not so much. I mean, it gets heavy, but
It's not a Christian band.
not that I know of. Actually, I don't know, dude. I feel like, I don't know if it's him, but I feel like one of those like bands that was like really heavy and was like, oh dang,
Yeah,
like Slayer or somebody was actually. I don't think it's Slayer because they're
probably not.
like,
Slayer,
you know,
but
like pentagrams
guess it's
and
not
rain and
Slayer,
blood.
but-
But one of them was actually like actually a Christian.
I didn't know for the longest time that Skillet was a Christian band.
Really? Well, we played with them on a couple of festivals. Yeah.
They opened for you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, is that little small band? No, but dude, there was this one time in New Hampshire where they had we played a festival in New Hampshire and we headlined like this like a different stage at like 3 stages. We headlined one stage, Skillet headlined like the main stage, and then they posted the picture of the bands that were headlining each stage.
Yeah.
And so you see Skillet like goes on at 10 and we went on 10:15 and then it was like Red Letter Hymnal 10 and 15. It's like, dude, no one's going to our show. Like no, we go in 15 minutes after Skillet. No
You were
one
out
came.
there, though.
There was like 40 people at our concert.
You were out there though.
Get it, Kenny, get it.
That's hard to outrun that guy when you get these linebackers get so fast. Kenny tried to kind of scramble out, and that's tough. Well, that's cool. If you guys didn't know, Spence, outside of his co-hosting and producing gigs and his comedic skills and his speaking skills, and I'm not just being funny, he's also a musician.
Yeah.
He's a rapper, singer, guitarist, and drummer, kind of drummer.
Yeah, I'd put those in a different order. I rap because I couldn't hit notes anymore. I
wanted to sing and I couldn't, so I just
like I
rapped.
sang for a while and then like hitting notes got real hard, so I just started rapping. But guitarist first, I think was.
What did I say? Guitar?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'd put those in different order. As far
Oh,
as
you're more
prominence.
guitar instead of singing.
Yeah, the guitar
I
paid
just,
the bills. The other are just.
Yeah, I
the other ones
understand
are-
that.
yeah.
I just meant those are things you did.
Yeah.
But so he is a very accomplished musician. To go with all his other.
The other things that I.
Maybe
people
we'll have
into
like
thinking
a
I
what do
can
they call?
do.
We'll roll credits at the end of one of these, and they'll say all your like
what is
things
it?
you
What
do.
is it? Jack of all trades, master of none. I'm really good at convincing people that I know what I'm doing at things. That's why this podcast works so well. we have no idea what we're doing.
No idea what we're doing.
And just if you do anything confidently enough, people will believe it to an extent. What do you think about that?
I like this a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
I
very
felt like
good.
that one was kind of like a wheat beer.
Oh, this one you thought was bubblegum.
That's the bubble gum.
I like this canned and brewed by Unibrow, but it's Unibroue, Unibrow.
Was it like French or something?
I don't know. I mean, like, Unibrow,
Yeah.
but it's
But it's fancy.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a fancy one.
I don't know.
Fancy
That's
breath.
good.
But you got to present at the Doves. We mentioned that.
Okay. Almost a pick.
We mentioned that last week that we talked about you were going to because
yeah.
But then you actually ended up doing it. You and Bart from MercyMe got to present, and you sent me the video of what you guys. I haven't got to watch the actual award show yet, but you sent me the video. That was hilarious, dude.
Well, so we get there,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, you guys are the very first presenters.
Out the gate.
Like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, Crowder's going to go on and do a song, and then you guys are presenting first. And like, wait,
tight.
what? And we were still like, we didn't go to rehearsal, we didn't get to any of that stuff, and so it was basically like, okay, we knew our little like script or what we were going to say, and then to a scrambling. Oh, we got hit hard that time. He didn't slide that time. Jeez. Just short of the first down though, because stopped by the defense. And so he's like, and then we're getting ready to go up there, and I'm like looking at the script that we're gonna have, and I said, "There's gonna be a teleprompter." They're like, "Yeah, there'll be a teleprompter." I'm like, all right, good. And so then, Bart's like, "Hey, I think we should change this up a little bit." I'm like, "What? Like, what do you think you are, a writer? I think you wrote movies and songs or something, or what are you doing?" And so basically, if you haven't seen it, you should go see it. But basically, Bart walks out. I go out in I have like a jacket on, and Bart says he comes out in a Roger Staubach jersey and a Dallas Cowboys hat. He's from Dallas, grew up a Cowboy fan. Now he's a Steeler fan, but well, maybe not since I retired. But, right. He basically comes out and says, and he's walking out, he's like moping. I'm like, "What's wrong with you, Bart?" And he says, "They told me I was presenting with my favorite NFL quarterback," and he obviously had the Roger Staubach jersey on. And I was like, "Oh," and the crowd like laughed. I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, they emailed me and told me I was presenting with my favorite Christian artist, Toby Mac." And I undid my jacket and I had a Toby Mac shirt on. I opened it up like this, and Toby was in the front row. And so it was like, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm like Toby, my man." So it was kind of like a little whatever. And then there's some other little things there, but it was pretty fun.
That's awesome. What was that whole experience like? Because you guys it was a quick trip, but you guys went in. Right. And did the whole like red carpet thing at the hangout for a little bit. You guys get to see Brickle?
Yeah, so we hung out. Brickle was amazing, and Brickle's is MercyMe's manager. I guess it's probably the right thing to say manager. I don't want to he's probably everything, more than a manager. He's their everything.
Yeah, he's their everything.
They should write a song about him. But Brickle's the best. He's from Pittsburgh. He's a true Steeler fan.
Yes.
But just the heart of a lion. I mean, the man has actually literally been through heart surgery, and he's
and they put a lion heart in.
He actually has a lion heart now. He actually got it from Jean-Claude Van Damme in Lionheart.
That's right. I remember him telling me that.
That's pretty
He's
cool.
Like, this is Jean-Claude Van Damme's heart that I have.
That's pretty sweet. So, but no, Brickle's the best. And so he kind of helped set this whole thing up and whatever. And so my daughter went with us and Ashley, and we did the red carpet thing. And then they actually we were in the front row. So they were there, and I was obviously backstage getting ready to present. And then after we presented, we went up and did some media stuff. So I didn't get to get with them right away, but then I got to come back and join them. And just a really neat experience. Micah Tyler was with us the whole time, pretty much. Chase, his manager, all those guys were there. So it was just a really neat experience being backstage, getting to meet guys like Matthew West and Phil Wickham, and just really, really cool experience. And my daughter was like singing the songs, and so it was fun. It was a really neat time. And then afterwards, we went to kind of like a little after party, and like I said, I got to see Toby and Gabe and all those guys. So it was really, really neat.
That's nice, man. Who performed there?
Everybody.
Really?
They literally it's like 2 performances, one award. 2 really.
Right. It's like
everybody that you
concert.
could. Yes, it was. I mean, I couldn't even start naming everybody.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go watch the actual.
I thought, and not just because he's my boy, but Toby did his performance with I think it's Blessings over.
Oh, dude, that song's legit.
It's so good.
That song is legit.
And he played piano, and Toby came out and kind of started by talking about losing his son. This last year, and just how much it meant to have people supporting him and this, that, and the other. And it kind of started out slow, and then next thing you know, there's like 40 people on stage, and they're doing that song, and it kind of gets upbeat, and everyone's like going crazy. So it was that was a performance to watch. It was really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to go check
really
that
cool.
out. Dang, bro.
So at one point, I think the last award of the night was either Artist of the Year or Album of the Year, whatever. And I think it's already aired, so I can say it. I was like, wait a second. I ruined everything. Spence, don't put this out yet. And it was CeCe Winans won it. And so when she got up to like do her little thank you thing, she just like sang like, I think like thank you Jesus, but like did it like in a CeCe Winans like way, like thank. Just and like that's all she did, and everyone's like, yep.
I gotta go watch that, dude.
You don't need to say anything else.
Her voice is ridiculous.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But anyway,
where are we at in this game, man? Did you see what we had?
Fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter.
The commercial about voting. Get out and vote, everybody. I don't care who you vote for, just go vote.
Yeah. I know I said earlier and I felt bad about it. No, I don't really feel bad about it, but I feel bad if it sends the wrong, if it uninspires somebody to vote. But those commercials frustrate me and make me not want to vote. Yeah. Still do it, man. Like if your voice can matter somewhere, like go make it matter, man. Like that's a privilege that we have to do that.
Oh, if you get a chance to vote, go vote.
But as a production person, y'all who make these videos, like be better.
They beat each other down.
Be better.
Let's all be better.
Let's just be better.
All right, start of the fourth, Miami 16-10.
Let's do it.
See what happens. 2nd and 7. Big drive. Najee had a big. He knocked the tight end off a little bit. Little Cam Hayward.
Little Cam.
That's Cam's little brother.
I know. Is that his SoundCloud rapper name? Lil Cam?
Lil Cam. Look, see, they go right. They show Cam
every time. Every time they show Connor,
they go right to Cam.
Connor's been playing well though, man.
They want to see if he's like cheering or what's he doing for his brother.
One time they're gonna pan to him.
Short on 3rd and short.
Tried to jump that one time.
Najee jumped over a little early, maybe.
Yeah. Oh.
This commercial break brought to you by Crocs. Hoping for a sponsorship. Thank you, Crocs. And hopefully brought to you by dress wear Crocs or fancy Crocs or whatever. I'm still blown away by this. I don't.
So let's look those up. What do you say? What are they called?
We're going to look them up.
I'm going to look them up, dude.
Fancy Crocs. I'm just going to type in fancy Crocs. FancyCrocs.com.
Dude, I feel, but here's the deal, man. Charlie seems like a guy I would trust.
Dressy Crocs.
Dressy Crocs is
Dress Crocs. It popped up. Oh, okay. They have like little lace.
No, they don't, dude.
They look like penny loafers.
Do they really?
I'm not joking.
Crocs dress shoes, you said?
Dude, they go on Amazon.
Oh yeah, dude.
Look, they look like penny loafers. You got those and stuff?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Dude, they do have the whole.
But what about the whole like little splash puddle?
Look, they do. Hey, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Did you see that one too?
Which one?
That one? Oh, that is nothing on my phone.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
They have what's that called? A floafer?
A floafer?
Do you see what it says? That a floafer, like instead of a loafer.
Oh yeah, dude. What is that?
Floafer,
I kind of like
loafer.
That one's actually pretty dope. That one I feel like is cooler than the other one.
That is unbelievable. Crocs. Who would have thunked it?
Crocs. We could be wearing so many of these dope shoes if you would sponsor us.
We could drink yellow bellies in our Crocs.
In our dress. I would start wearing slacks to film this show if I had those dress Crocs. But Crocs, if you sponsor us, don't just send me the dress Crocs.
Yes, send us all the Crocs, please.
I still want the white. What is the snow camo? Snow camo Crocs.
So the funny thing is, a lot of people that watch the show are like, they love Crocs. So
it's a good shoe.
The Lanes.
Yes,
my buddy Jason. His daughter Lizzie just like was running. She runs cross country for Findlay, and she just like won regionals, just doing something like getting to like the next level. Did really good.
Oh, nice.
And they took a picture of her and her friend, and the caption said Crocs and socks. So they're wearing after their race, they're wearing Crocs and socks. I'm like, yes, Crocs with socks.
Be about that life, the Crocs with socks life.
Oh, Alex,
get him.
All right, good pressure.
Oh, dude, that's another dude that said he'd come on here.
Who?
Alex.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That'd be good one.
I don't think he's a big beer guy either, though.
Yeah, that's all right.
I do think Charlie did well for not being a beer guy.
He did.
You know what I mean? I told him earlier. I was like, "Hey, man, we have a thing. Is that when you ball, you drink it all. So if you I know you got to work and do your thing tonight. So I won't load you up if you're not, And he's like, "Yeah, I appreciate that."
Yeah,
but I thought he did well.
He did. I'm proud of him for being a part of it. When you're not a beer drinker and you come on the footballing, you gotta.
What was that joint you said earlier? That I was like, oh, that's a shirt. Oh, I found my beer at Footballin.
Yes. Yeah. He's good stop by the D. Another big stop. All right, need the offense to step up now.
Have you seen anything? I know you've been hosting a show the entire time, but have you seen anything in the offense throughout the course of the game that you're saying, okay, if we can get that to work, we'll be fine? Or does it just feel like we're running? Because I feel like it's a handful of 3 and outs. I feel like
they haven't gotten into much of a rhythm yet. Like I want to see the sustained drive like they had at the end of the first half. They had a couple of them. I'd like to see, you want to get guys involved, like your receivers. I know they're running a lot. Like I want to see Deontay. They try to get Deontay involved. I've seen Pickens obviously get involved. Like they went to Chase early and there was an interception. It wasn't Chase's fault. Has Pat been involved? Like let's get some more of your playmakers involved somehow. Yeah. Maybe it's a wide receiver screen. Maybe it's a sprint out. I'm not really sure. Maybe they're just covering really well.
Well, I'm saying they're showing this little highlight reel right now, and our boys are getting locked up pretty decently.
But you've got enough weapons. If you've got 4 guys out there at all times that can catch the ball and get open, one of them's got to be open. So,
it's just, and these run play. Naj is doing what he can, but.
Yeah, I haven't seen his stats yet, but he's had a couple decent runs, but he's running hard. It looks tough sledding out there at times.
Seems a little frustrated.
Yes. He's been a little frustrated, I think, all year a little bit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are. I think a lot of them would like to have better stats. You don't want to be 2 and 4 with the chance to, trying to get 3 and 4 sounds a lot better than 2 and 5.
Yeah.
See, this is a big drive here because obviously.
What down is that? Second. Are you running like a little trick play there on 2nd and 8?
Well, that's one of those. It's kind of a double read. It's a double read where you can. What are you looking at here?
Did Jalen go down?
I don't know. Oh no, the Miami guy. It's a little read where it's you have the choice of giving it to the back or flipping it under the tight end, and he chose the under kind of pass to the tight end because. See, right now what's going on is basically Matt Canada's in Kenny's ear, changing the play because I saw him reach for his helmet to listen. So basically, Matt sees something or whatever, and they're now changing the play. In a sense of a. Oh, is that tip? Anything? No call, no nothing.
So that's like.
Kind of threw a deep out or some sort of an out route to Chase, and there were 2 guys on it. So I'm not really sure what happened there. But, it seems like Matt, maybe saw something change the play or did something there. So we'll see the replay here. Went inside and then.
I feel like that.
That's probably a good no call. I think if Kenny could have thrown a little more inside and gave Chase a chance, he kind of threw it on the sideline a little too far, and you're not going to get that call because it's not like he could have made a play on it.
Sure.
Inside, that's one of those ones that people don't talk about when you throw those out-breaking routes. Sometimes you can, good play. That's my boy, Watt. Come on, Derek. Come on. D. Watt. He's the man. D. Watt is awesome. Good kick by Percy and good coverage. D. Watt down the field making a play. Guy dancing around. All of a sudden you see the bowling ball just come flying in and taking a guy out. I love it, D. Watt. That a boy. That's my golf partner.
He pretty good?
Yeah, he's not bad. He and I would beat Joe Hayden and TJ Watt. So
is that a challenge? Is that an official challenge?
No, they don't want that.
They don't want that smoke. Is he better than TJ? Because TJ golfs, right?
Both both. I think they both would battle it out.
Yeah.
They both will claim that they're better than the other one.
But what you're saying is you're hands down better than Joe Hayden.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Joe knows that. Joe knows. Joe, come on back, Jono. Come on back. Joe knows. Come on back to Pittsburgh, Joe. Let's have a little golf match now that you're retired too.
This is what we need to do. We need to leverage this podcast to call out former teammates in golf matches.
I love
And
it.
that is somebody did ask that to jump into a random fan question that just I remembered from you saying that is that would you ever see yourself doing something like the match or like these competitive? You've done a handful of other stuff.
Well, I
like
did
that.
the Icon. The Icon series was, in my opinion, even better than the match. Excuse me. I know the match was cool because it's like 4 guys playing against each other, or well, the last one I did was like 4 players, right? 4 football players. They've done 2 players and 2 golfers, but the Icon series was that was a different ballgame. That was like almost like a Ryder Cup. Like it was the world. It was the rest of the world versus the U.S. 14 players in like a 2-day event, and that was real. Like there were a lot of people. It was nerve wracking. That was fun. You were there.
The
My family
scale
went
was
there.
crazy.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like that was cool, and they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that more than doing the match. I think the match is a fun this and the other, and the Icon was fun, but like it was real. Like you wanted to support or you wanted to represent your country and your teammates, and you wanted to beat these guys. So that was real. It was I like those things.
Yeah, I think that was the coolest thing about the Icon series is that there's like I don't want to say the promo days, but you have a couple days there when you're doing like the promo and whatever. And then the day of the actual event, it was like game day.
Oh yeah.
It
got real.
You have like some of the greatest athletes from all over the world competing. And so when the switch turned on, like Canelo Alvarez was there on team around, like it wasn't fun anymore. It was like, no, we're here to win. And to see that, because I think a lot of times, typically, when you have those like celebrity golf matches, it's like, oh,
It's fun. It's like, yeah.
Nah, y'all was
got
playing,
real.
bro. Y'all was
It got
playing.
very real. So that was fun. I enjoyed that. It was very nerve wracking. I was playing Harry Kane, who's arguably the best soccer player in the world, and he we had the first match and the individual match, and there people were everywhere, and I remember we both looked at each other like, if I hit this out of bounds, will you hit out of bounds? Like we were both so nervous and scared getting off the first tee, and it came down to literally the last like 2 holes. So it was so much fun.
Yeah.
But your boy got it. Oh no.
There you go.
That big run by Miami.
Remind me again, just because who won that? Was it?
Shoot, Harry, you're my boy, but I had to birdie the last 2 holes to get him.
That's
I got a
right.
great picture. I see you on TV, Sully. I had to drain this putt. I got great pictures of it. I don't know who took it, but there's like
I took those pictures.
Did you take them out?
Come on, man. I done text them to you.
Oh, that's right. That's how I got it. I was like, how did I get it? Who sent them to me? That's right. You did.
Yeah.
So Ernie Els was the world captain, and Freddie Couples was ours. And there's this awesome, I don't know if you did like a shot, like how it worked, but it was like I hit this long putt, and you see me like going like to celebrate, and you see it's like almost like slow-mo, but then you see Ernie in the background just like
Dude, he got so
and it felt so good to have Ernie Els, one of the greatest, to like watch me hit a big putt for birdie to like tie the hole. It was awesome.
What you don't see in that is that he was in a golf cart just going and checking up on his team at different holes, and after that his head dropped, turned around, got his call and just drove away. He just drove away, dude.
Went to another match.
Yeah, that was awesome, and that was
so much fun.
But,
and they had to birdie the last hole to put the dagger in them.
USA won that too, man.
Yeah,
Hold it
was
down.
good golf.
Yep. Where are we at? 8 minutes, 21 seconds left in the.
3rd and 3. This is a big one here.
We do not have the ball. Come on, man.
Big one for the defense. Oh, he threw it deep. Oh. See, that's one he's up on a safety. Probably got to throw it out there a little bit more. Let the fastest man in the NFL go get it.
He's had a couple throws like that tonight, man.
Well, underthrown. But that honestly, I think some of that is from not playing. When you're not out there and you're not, I mean, he's one-on-one with the safety. Like you got to throw that thing way out there for him.
Yeah, he had to slow down and come back to it. Yep. How many weeks was he out?
He was out for, I think, 3. And if you're out for 3 weeks, like just your timing's a little bit off, like working. And obviously he was back practicing, but practice is different than the game. So, but I'll tell you what, the Steelers defense, keep it a minute. They still, I mean, a touchdown wins the game, or get you up 1, the chance to win it. So we'll see. Oh, look at that one next week.
Oh yeah, man.
Buffalo Packers. The old Buffalo Packers. All right, let's see what.
Do you want to try that other cookie crab thing? Do they send you like 4?
Yeah, I'll try one.
I'll grab one.
All right.
They got like a sour, an IPA, and a lager.
Let's do the IPA.
All right.
Crooked Cab. Are they all like unique labels?
Yeah. Oh. They're all like fun.
See, I think it's cool. Like I said, that's fun for like the kids. Like they would love that. Big draft for the Steelers here with 8 minutes to go in the fourth.
Yeah, this is like a Harry Potter themed one.
Oh goodness, I never watched. Did you watch those?
Yeah.
See, I never watched one.
So okay, I'll say this about Harry Potter.
Don't they say that you're either like a Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Isn't that like one or the other?
Lord of the Rings, bro.
See, I was a Lord of the Rings guy because my dad did. Yeah, because I like that like.
Medieval stuff.
Yeah.
I got these a little bit bigger.
Oh, that's fine. I like it. I like that better than like magic-y.
So I will say I read the first Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I'm not reading. I'm watching the movie.
Well, yeah, for sure. But I'll say the movie, the Harry Potter movies were amazing
Really?
in comparison to the book. The books are good. Don't get me wrong, but I only read like up to the third book. But I had a friend of mine who I was on tour with, loved Harry Potter. And so they're like, oh, yeah, well, let's watch Harry Potter. I'm like, in a 16-hour drive to Nebraska. You're like, fine, whatever, man, let's do it. And yeah, they're pretty good. But I wasn't like a diehard.
Yeah.
You know, people get weird with it, man. Yeah, so this is, I don't know if I'm a diehard at anything. Like, I'm pretty.
Oh, wow, that's very piney.
It's a New England IPA, known to be piney. This is called Crabazar Slythrin.
Crabazar, Slytherin.
So Slytherin is one of the houses in Harry Potter. So at Hogwarts, it's like a school and like having like fraternities or whatever. They have houses. Dumbledore, Slytherin. Slytherin's like the bad guys. I don't know. Hufflepuff is one of them. What's that? Ravenclaw. I'm crushing it with these. Yeah.
So New England, remind me again, New England IPAs are a little more piney.
Yeah, they're piney.
And which ones are the pineapple-y?
West Coast.
West Coast or pine, obviously.
West Coast. West. Yeah, so this is hopped excessively with fruity Simcoe, Mosaic, and Nectaron, combined with a full-bodied English ale yeast for a flavor profile bursting with sweet tropical fruit, juicy citrus, and ripe pineapple.
Wow, that has a lot going on.
Yeah?
A lot.
I like this brewery, man.
Huh.
The old Crooked Crab?
That's got a lot going on there. Wait till you, like a lot. Like I'm even tasting more now, like honey mustard or something at the end.
Really?
I don't know, something. You don't taste a lot going on?
Dude, you know what's, I don't know if it's because you said it and like my brain, there you go.
Good
there
throw
you go.
right there to Pat. There you go. Pat the ball.
My brain connected it. It is kind of savory, like a honey mustard. You said honey mustard.
At the very end. Honey mustard is probably way wrong. It's definitely way wrong.
No way, dude. We know what we're talking about. We're experts.
There's something at the very end. It just has like a...
I like that, bro. And I typically don't
I can
like...
drink that for sure.
Like
What
New
is
England.
that at the end? What is that guy? Catch it, Nosh.
Dude, this episode's almost like Joe Rogan territory. We're at 2 minutes, 2 hours.
Nobody's watching this episode.
No, if you're here right now watching this still, I mean, we should still post it all.
Thank
right?
you. Yeah, we'll post it. You guys can like go through clips and see at some point. Yeah.
I'll chop it
Thank you for being here and being a part of this with us.
We should
There's no way you're watching this in one like sitting.
We should do an exclusive giveaway hidden into the 2 hour and 38 minute mark to where if you only watch this moment,
If you knew what we said this tasted like, you'd get like a jersey.
you get like a jersey or something.
That'd be awesome.
But you got to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, you have to see
Just
it.
bury it.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, which reminds me, we got to send the rest of that stuff out, man.
Oh, I got sent it.
Kiesel?
Oh, is it ready to go?
The Merrill stuff's good.
Okay, so I need to send that. That's on me.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
we'll
My
find a
fault.
way to do
My
the
fault,
Kiesel.
people.
Oh, if you want to say that dude's name, I got that dude's name. Who won it?
Man, what is that? Crooked Crab Brewing. Thank you, Crooked Crab. Just your uniqueness.
Eric McPherson.
Eric McPherson won the Merrill stuff.
Won the Merrill stuff. Yeah.
Eric McPherson, congratulations. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy your gear and all the cool stuff. Thank you. And we do have Brett stuff. We'll get some for Charlie too. Like I didn't even think about that. We'll get Charlie to do a football big play there. All 3rd and 10, big play by Chase. First down.
Come on, boys.
Keep the drive going.
Come on, boys.
All right, so they're kind of going that up-tempo offense again.
Do you think that's something that Canada's doing because Kenny prefers it, he likes it, or is that something that Kenny's probably having to adjust to because Matt wants to do it?
No, he probably likes it. I mean, I'm sure it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's what we just talked about. You saw a signal there.
Yeah.
We're going to know exactly what the play is, and you're going to have to change that probably for next week or whenever you do this again. There you go, another one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Good effort.
Very nice. I feel like they're going to score with like 1:15 left.
I wouldn't be mad
I'm
about
just
that.
saying.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Good throw. There you go.
He get that first?
Where are they? Yeah, he got.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure,
second
but
one.
2nd and 1.
We can do this. Come on, boys.
Hand it to Nash. No.
Yep.
That works too. First down.
Come on, man.
Very well. Very well done. This is kind of like what appears to be Kenny's like strong suit too. Like it seems like he kind of likes this picking up the pace and going a little faster. And the more comfortable he gets with the offense, the more I think he's gonna like this. Like he's gonna be more, like maybe he'll be able to start calling some of his own plays instead of just waiting on Matt. Oh, Pat! Oh no! Oh wow! What a play! You guys will see with about 4:40 left. I want to see the replay on it, but Pat got a new helmet after the concussions. Good for him.
I would too, man. Shoot.
So Kenny goes down the seam to Pat, and it gets tipped. Oh man, that was close. Good play by that guy.
It's raining right now too, man.
Yeah. I was curious to see what was going to happen in the rain with Kenny wearing the double gloves.
Oh yeah, 2 gloves.
It might not be raining hard enough, but it can be tricky to wear gloves in the rain. Yeah. I wear gloves a lot, but the rain can be tricky.
Just get slippier or hard to grip? Yeah.
A little bit. Uh-oh. Oh, no, don't. There you go. Don't take the sack.
Wrong way.
First down again to Chase Claypool. Chase comes up. Oh, no. Is he hurt?
Yep.
Hamstring?
Dang.
Chase, just like last game, coming up big at the end of the game, making plays.
Seems to be his kind of MO here, man.
3rd and 1. Gosh, if you don't get this, do you go for?
I feel like you have to, man.
Oh, now they got Miami guy down. Big drive. This is a great drive by Kenny. Get you to. I see a Sully. They're gonna look and see if he got the first. Oh yeah, he might have the first down. That might be a first down. Anything down? Shin ball. Yeah, that's a first down. They need to change that.
What they call him, short?
I think so.
1?
They need to change that. Looks like he's okay. Just maybe he's a little tired, cramping maybe. Hot down there.
Yeah, bro. Did you see that? It was like that picture of the temperature difference between the Miami sidelines and the visiting sidelines.
No.
Oh, dude, it was like 30-degree difference.
Really?
In the sun, yeah.
Oh.
The 1 o'clock game when Minnesota was there, it was like 120 degrees on the Minnesota because the sun comes down a beach. You know at Acrisure where the visiting.
Oh, yeah.
But in Miami, it was like a 30-degree difference. Dude, it was so gnarly, bro.
It could be like that. I mean, they try and hold shade things over you. It's so hot.
I'm like, dude. But in Florida, bro, in South Florida, that's a different animal. Look at those terrible towels there, man.
That's
Steeler Nation's no joke. Steeler Nation is no joke, bro.
Boy, they're nervous.
Jeez.
This is cool. And yeah, again, fans, you're going to be with us for 3 hours tonight because we're staying on until this game's over. We'll give you our...
It's a Sunday Night Football watch along.
It is.
Y'all want it
now.
Y'all want it alive?
Yeah, this is about as live as you're going to get.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, they did. Okay, they gave him the first down.
Yeah. Rightfully, they go Naj.
All right, there's 8 yards.
I like Naj because I feel like Naj runs violently. And I've said this to every time I talk about a player that I like, it's usually because they have a level of like violence to them.
Yeah. Well, and the key for him is going to be how can he sustain it for a long period of time, because it's a tough sport and it's physical. Now he's he's one of the biggest backs. I mean, obviously I play with Jerome, but Naj is a big physical back. I mean, right there, he just got 3 yards on 2nd and 4, and it just...
He can't be fun to tackle.
No. But again, this is a tough game. And so
I don't know
how long can it last?
I don't know that I've seen anybody sustain that level of, I mean, maybe Ray Lewis. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody sustain that level of violence. But there is that kind of aggression.
See, this is big here because as you're getting closer now, as the game's winding down, you're going to have to go for it on 4th. You can't afford to kick the field goal and try and stop them.
That's dangerous. All right, Kenny.
Sneak? Oh, flag. What's that?
Not us. Please don't let it be us.
What do they call them? Maybe offsides on the defense? Illegal shift was the signal given by the official.
Dang.
Huh.
These refs, though, bro.
Illegal shift. You got to take it back. They asked if you want to decline it. If you decline it, it's 4th and inches. Mm-hmm. Take it back, it's 3rd and 6.
What are you doing?
Oh, you got to take it back because 4th and inches, you're going to. Mm-hmm. Where's the shit? Where's the illegal shit? Oh, because no one got set. So 2 guys were moving. And one guy, if 2 guys can move, but they both have to, like, everyone has to get set for at least a tick. That's what Terry McCauley's telling us right now, even though we can't hear him. All right, 3rd and 6, 3:14 left. Steelers down by 6.
So if you don't get this, are you going for it?
You have to. I think at this point, with only 2 timeouts, you do have the 2-minute warning, so I guess you don't have to, but I'd say this. If it's 4th and 6, you're thinking about it. If you get any kind of yards here, they might call holding there. Oh, yeah, they called holding, so they're going to take it back even further. So now here's another play. So it's going to be 4th and 2, 4th and 1. Do you decline it or do you take it back? Always head coach's jobs.
What are you doing here?
Take it back. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. I'd take it back. Make it 3rd and long.
Over 4th and 1?
4th and 1's scary.
3rd and long scary. But you have the Super Bowl, so I'm just a guy in a cheetah line jacket. So.
I think it's a smart move because it's 4th and 1 is like you can run a lot of plays.
Yeah.
3rd and it's going to go to 3rd and 16. Yeah, it's long, but you have 2 downs to potentially get it, and you can.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're looking at that view, man. Our dudes are locked up. I feel like their secondary is doing a really good job.
Yeah, they're only rushing 4. Well, that's a big one here, obviously.
Yeah.
3rd and 16. Because 4th and 2, you consider going for it, but now you figure you can stop them.
Who are you looking for in this? Is this
Well, I mean, to me, I don't know George Pickens. I mean, George Pickens is a stud, but you can see what Miami's doing now. They're kind of playing what we call that picket fence. They're playing right at the sticks. So they're going to give the underneath stuff. Oh, he threw a pick.
Oh, no.
That's what they do. They bait you into that right there.
Yeah, young guy.
Oh, man, that's tough. So you guys will see it. They'll show a sideline view, and they're sitting back. But when they sit back, what that does is that allows you to play down to those throws. And that's what happened. He thought he was going to throw the stick throw, like right on the sticks to, looks like maybe Deontay. I couldn't tell. We'll see a replay of it, I'm sure. But they're playing downhill now. You're not worried about. See, they're showing this replay now. The safety on the hash is kind of sitting right at the sticks. He's not moving. Look, see, he's coming down actually. And so they had a play called, and it looks like, I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna comment on it yet without looking better. And I don't know this for a fact, but I wonder if that ball slipped a little. Oh, here, see this? Yeah, see
yes, it did.
See it?
Look
It
at
had
you.
to have.
Look at you.
Because
No,
that-
you see that? You see that throw?
That ball
Lovely.
wobbled, and not saying it would have been any different, but that tight spiral, maybe it gets there, maybe it doesn't. But I wonder if that had any effect on it.
You must be a future Hall of Fame quarterback to be able to call that and not have seen the wobble.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it felt like he was trying to give some juice to it.
And
then
when you
just
can't,
it slipped. Yep.
yeah, I don't know.
Hey, listen, Kenny, we've all been there. And by we all, I mean probably just Ben.
It's funny that we both looked at our phone at the same
It's
time
Bart.
because that's our group message. Our group message just got texted. Who was it, Bart?
Yeah.
Figures, Bart.
Bart's watching. Yeah. I'm not even going to read that text.
No.
Yeah.
I want to tell him we're doing a podcast. Leave us alone.
Yeah. You should just FaceTime
No, I
him.
can't do that because if
FaceTime him. It's just like, hey, look what you're interrupting us right now.
No, because who knows what he's going to say.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so this podcast is going to be like 3 hours long.
Sorry.
But you're watching the game with Ben. It's
There
just
you
a
go.
long game. If we did a podcast with Bart and didn't watch a game, it'd still be 3 hours long.
Oh, because he'd be talking the whole time.
I have to just stop. Stop recording. Are you actually going to...
I might. I'll just tell him don't say anything.
Yeah, I'll mute him. I think I can hook him up to this.
We're doing a podcast right now. We're live.
Wow.
Are you getting ready
Bart.
to do a show? Are you in like the back?
I just got out of the shower. I just finished the show in Fort Wayne.
You're in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah.
You texted us and both our phones went off. And I'm like, it must be a group message. And he's like, it's from Bart. And so we're watching the game. We just had Charlie Batch on and he left. And we just kept the show going.
We'll take him.
We'll take him.
Come on, man.
Luckily we're not.
Neil O'Donnell still playing?
Neil O'Donnell is not still playing. Hey, we're gonna have to edit you out now. Of this is you're on. Well, you're
Yeah,
on the
man.
podcast, but it's not live. But
Wildcat with Cordell will be fine.
Wildcat with Cordell.
Cordell.
We did talk about you tonight in the Dove Awards and this, that, and the other, and we're gonna get you on the show. Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
All right.
Like this, not like this.
This was your one.
This is it. No, we're gonna get you on the show for real.
Okay, and if you ever see this kid,
Oh, we almost do an interception.
I'm
Oh,
watching on TV, so I'm like a quarter behind, I think.
where are you in the game?
They just missed. They almost got an interception.
Yeah, 2:35 to go in the game.
Oh, okay, so
You're live. No, you're live.
okay.
Um.
We just walked up.
Oh no, you are a little behind. Oh, block punt. Oh, touch. No. All right, we're gonna go. I just had to call you because we were goofing around.
Bales think the head coach of Miami looks a little bit like Toby Mack, just a little bit.
Like Toby, yes, he does look like Toby.
Coach ever.
We
See, this is why we can't have you on a podcast,
Yeah, we
Bart. You're
can't
just taking
have-
shots at
He
everybody.
does, look at he does look like Toby.
Yeah. Get him. Hey, we need to get him with like a fedora.
Give him a fedora if he coaching a fedora. All right, Bart, we gotta go. We
Walking behind him everywhere.
have Gabe with him. See, we've got a show to do. We'll talk to you later. Later. I'll see you.
Later.
He said he looks like Toby Mack.
Bart's been thinking that for so long. I couldn't wait to tell you. Hey, doesn't he look like Toby Mack?
He
from the
does
first
look like
quarter.
Toby.
That's so funny, bro.
Well, another chance. This is what you wanted.
Yeah.
You awful by Miami to not convert, but
Yeah.
now you're gonna be backed up, so you got a chance. This is the good and the bad, right? So as a quarterback, you're like, I just lost the game for our team, right? You throw that pick, it's over.
Yeah.
But now you get redemption. You have a chance now, and if you go down and win this game, no one will even talk about that interception.
Yeah. They'll talk about the last drive. It was awesome.
That's all that matters. So
Yeah.
this is as a quarterback, this is what you want right here. This is like, okay, like I got a chance to do this.
Yeah, man. And I'm not saying Kenny can't do it. Like he's been playing well, man. I love watching. I can't wait to see his career unfold. But it's a little bit different because
Ball to
that's
12.
it's kind of we had a confidence. We had a confidence because of your capability of doing this. I want to see Kenny do this.
Yeah, well, he has to. He's this, but
Yes.
this is called a resume builder. This is when you're starting your resume. You're getting an opportunity,
Yeah.
and this is what it's going to come down to. Look, everyone's like texting me, like this is what here it comes. This is ready to go. This is it. Let's go, Kenny. I want to see what you got, bud. And he's got the confidence to do it. Like he's got this confidence that he can get it done and do it. And that's what you want in a quarterback. You want a guy that says, listen, give me the ball.
Yes.
And we're going to go do this.
I think he's got the skills too, man. I think it's there. I think you just got to be wise. And
see, there you go. That's a good start. And you got plenty of time. You got no timeouts, but you got the 2-minute warning coming. So you got plenty of time.
Yep.
It's not time to start forcing stuff yet. You're going to get one more play before the 2-minute. You're getting everybody lined up. You got to go 80 yards.
Come on, Kenny.
There's a big one here. There's a crossing route right there. It's going to be in the middle of the field. All right, first down, 2-minute warning.
The problem I'm worried about is that the whole field's wet, slick.
Yeah.
And you get one of those stupid fumbles or like.
Here's the other thing too, I'll tell you, which people won't think about, is in this drill. So literally they will, almost substitute a football out every play or every 2 plays. If it's raining and it's the second quarter or third quarter, you can almost get a new ball every play.
Really?
The ball will go out, they'll dry it off, they'll keep it dry, and they'll send it in the next play, and it's dry. In this drill right now, the 2-minute drill, you don't want that to happen because you need time.
Right.
You don't want to waste time.
Right.
So you're going to be using the same ball. Now, if it's super soaked, they might, but think about that. If the official took a ball and was like, oh, this is wet, I'm going to sub it out. There's 3 or 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You can't do that. So because it's a little wet, the ball may stay wet. The ball, now if it's a dead ball, if the ball's out of bounds, then they'll sub it out.
Right.
But if that ball's in bounds like that and it's rolling, then you're going to have the same ball going the whole time. So is it going to get wet? Is it going to get slippery? Like what's going to happen? So I'm so nervous. I need to go to the bathroom again.
Yeah. I'm on the edge of my seat, bro. Yeah, that's see, guys, this is why if you ever have the chance to watch a game with a future Hall of Fame quarterback, you should take it. Because these little tidbits of information and knowledge that I would have never thought about just get dropped in your lap. So I would encourage you guys, if you ever have that chance, to take it. I feel like I'm just pissing people off by saying that at this point. Hey guys, if you ever get to watch the game with Ben, you should do it.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, you've kind of done that in a way with this episode. We should, though, for real, figure out a way to where we can.
This is about as close as it's ever been.
Yeah.
So like watch it, like we watch the game, breaking it down.
Yes, we should.
We don't care.
Right. We should do. We should figure out a way to do a live one at a brewery.
I'm all for it. We've got a couple guests lined up.
That's
well,
true.
not lined up, but like
In the works.
That want to come on the show.
And by in the works, it means like you just text them, see what's
I
up.
basically said, hey, do you want to be on the show? Actually, we've had one asked me to be on the show.
Really?
To be on the show. But we're looking to, at some point, I think soon, in the near future, we're going to have some pretty cool guests. We're going to have people, I hope, like James Harrison, which I know will be a crowd favorite.
Oh, I know that guy.
I think we're going to get like maybe Bob Pompiani. I think that'd be awesome. The Pomp.
The Pomp?
Pomping ain't easy. I think if we can get Bob on the show, that would be awesome.
Yes.
But I'm going to tell Bob, if he comes on the show, he can't come on in like a suit, no golf shirt.
No.
It has to, first play after 2 minute, good throwaway.
Yeah.
Smart. He has to come on like a t-shirt. Like he just need to come on. This is not official.
We should get him a hat.
Like just something. Yeah.
We should have him some Crocs.
Like mess your hair up.
Yeah.
So Bob, maybe I think we'll get my son on. I did talk to these two guys. I'm gonna have 2 current players. I'm gonna get Zach Gentry and Pat Fryermuth, the 2 tight ends.
The old TEs.
It'll be amazing to have those 2 on together, which will be our first time doing a dual.
Yeah, double cast.
Which will be interesting. But so we got some people in the works that I think people will really enjoy. Oh, that's holding. They're gonna call flag. Oh man.
Don't get hurt.
They didn't call flag. That's a sack. See, you can't take a sack. That's one thing you can't do there. Listen, people would say it all the time, you can't take a sack. It's so much easier said than done. I hear you telling me not to take a sack, but there's guys around me. So what people don't understand, if I go to throw it away, what if my arm gets hit? What if the ball comes out? Like sometimes you're better off protecting it.
I'll say this. Everybody who said you can't take a sack in that situation.
It's never been that situation.
Has never been. Is not being hunted down in the moment.
All right, here's your ball game.
300-pound men.
No, you're right. 115, 4th and 4. I mean, this literally is your ball game.
Yeah. Hey, Chase, good hustle there on that one, bud.
Yeah, I was hustling back, getting to the line of scrimmage. 1 minute to go. Pass rush, good pro. Over the middle. Oh, big play. Pat Fryer move. Move. 56 seconds. Great throw. Great catch. That looked like 22 down the man. 22 man. You throw down the middle. The defender's got his back to you, so you can kind of fit it right next to him. Let's see that again, please. Thank you. Yep, 2 high safeties.
Come on, man.
They're going down the middle. Is it 2 high safeties?
Are you making that same throw?
Yeah, that's the only place to go with the ball. And he did a great job. See how the defender's back is to him? So he can't see it, so you can throw it right next to his head. Great throw.
He's just
right inside.
Pat's
eyes.
eyes.
And Pat's watching. The defender can't see.
Yeah.
And if the defender happens to turn, well, now hopefully the ball's past him, and now he can't see it. So great read by Kenny. Great route by Pat, bending it just a little bit to get that separation. Awesome. Oh, they could have got a false start there.
Come on, Tay. Yep. Ooh.
Nice play by Deontay.
That's a bad man.
Getting the first down, getting out of bounds. 42 seconds left, first down.
Come on, man.
Now you're giving yourself a chance to at least take a shot in the end zone here before too long. See, I'd consider it here before too long, just taking a shot from back here because they're not they think you're going to keep trying to work it down.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take a shot some point soon. See what happens.
Even as your receiver's been locked up all game like that?
Take a shot. Take a shot. See if you. Now, I don't know what covers they've been in all day. It's hard.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of 2s and stuff, but like right down here, I'll take the shot right down here at the bottom. See, like that, I don't like that because
you're wasting.
Look at the clock.
Yeah, you're wasting.
Oh, no, don't spike it. He wanted to spike it, and then obviously Canada was in his ear. Don't spike it.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that move. But see, here's what I'm trying to figure out. So Chase is not on the field. I wonder why. Oh no!
Oh, you better.
Oh no!
No.
Out of bounds.
Oh my gosh!
Out of bounds. Oh my goodness! This is the call of the game.
Oh my gosh!
What just happened? I wonder what was he doing? Okay. 1. Oh yeah, it's an interception. I wonder why they got called incomplete. Like the okay, so you guys are obviously going to know what's going on. Why
you got to run? I mean, if you
well, obviously the guy is wrong by calling incomplete.
Yeah,
because that's obviously interception. I need to see it again. Like, did he think Deontay was coming back?
I don't know what happened.
He had to think something else was going on there because that
he had that first. He could have ran for that.
Oh, be quiet, Toby. I'm never gonna think anything else now.
Oh, that guy's. Oh my goodness.
Are they? Did they already reverse it?
Yeah.
I mean,
did you reverse it the moment you saw the replay? You knew that was a catch. It was clear.
Show you. I see. This is where I wish I had like the film because I want to see the whole play. Like we may not see it, Sully. Oh wow, we may not see like what really transpired there. Like it could have been where the receiver could have been coming back, and then he turned up at the last minute, and so he thought he was coming back and he threw it.
It's like a second lapse in communication, and then it turned out like that. Dang,
man, I want to see that again because he had. I mean, what a great. I hate it too for Kenny because obviously the first pick. You're like, okay, but you have a chance. And he drove him all the way down the field. And I want to know, like, did he make a bad choice there? Or was it, like, what happened? I need to know because it's, man, that's awful.
Dang.
He's like rolling out of the pocket. You're like, because that's as a quarterback, you love that because when you're out of the pocket, you actually are like, okay, I've got options. I can run, I can throw it, all kinds of things that happen. It just doesn't, like for him to throw that right, like kind of, I mean, it looked like right to that guy.
Yeah.
Something had to have happened on the back end of that. I wanted to show it.
Because it seemed like as he was rolling out, he had Naj right there in the cut, and then he probably could have ran to 3 yards or whatever.
That's what it looked like. He could have ran it as well. That's what I'm saying. Like he must have thought something else was going on over there. I mean, here we go. Yeah. Well, we're still not seeing the end. Are you going to see?
Like he had the first.
Oh no! See, I don't know why he threw it there. Like Deontay, it looked like Deontay was going to the back of the end zone. Like throw it here. I can't tell.
It's one of those ones you want back, man.
I know. I feel like I want to text Kenny like what happened, but I don't want to be like,
No,
him
man.
feeling like, what'd you do? Like, I just like to help the man out.
No,
God,
man.
weird.
Like, that was a great drive. You put together a great drive.
Wow. Well,
Yep. Hey, man. Yeah, so it's been a good night, a long night. I will say this. Thank you so much to Charlie Batch for coming in here.
Thank you, Chuck.
And taking the time out of your busy schedule to be able to sit down and share your wisdom, which was plentiful. Awesome. I mean, he was dropping gems. So thank you guys so much for listening, for tuning in. As always, this is what I'll say. If you guys want to send in any beers that you want to see on the show, like the old Crooked Crab Brewing out of Maryland.
Thank you, Crooked Crab.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
You guys can do that. The address to send that in is in the description. I will say this is an organization. Here, I'll punch in. So this is an organization that we partner with that only accepts beers. So I'll just, if you're sending like a note, that's awesome. If you want to thank Ben for his career or share any moments, that's cool too. But we don't do any memorabilia, stuff like that. I just want to make that known so you guys aren't frustrated if you guys get that sent back.
Yeah, don't send stuff to get signed because it's not getting signed. This is not the forum for that.
Yes.
The forum to get stuff signed is when we get giveaways.
Yep.
If you want to send beers, appreciate it. We love trying them. If we don't try them in the show, we will definitely try them and talk about them during the show because we're very appreciative of everyone that watches. Whether it's 3 hours or 5 minutes. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for subscribing and just being a part of this with us.
Yes.
And we hope you guys enjoyed it. We do it for y'all. So thank you guys.
Right on. Yes. And so go ahead and make sure you guys stay plugged in because we are doing more giveaways. Like we said, we got some stuff from Kiesel that we're gonna be giving away here soon. We got some secret giveaways that are obviously in the works and with future guests. You can do that by staying plugged in with @Footballin with Ben on Instagram. This is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now. You don't have to look at our faces. You can just hear our voices and weird tasting sounds that we make. So you guys can go check that out. I encourage you to do that as well. Beyond that, we appreciate you. Go check out the Charlie's Foundation, all he's doing there at batchfoundation.org and see how you can get involved. And other than that, we appreciate your time and we will see you guys next week. Nailed it.
Oh my goodness.
That was perfect timing.
Oh, is she still on?
Still on.
No.
Yes.
3 hours?
Yes. We just signed
I
off.
was out cold and I woke up in the fourth quarter like,
Well, we couldn't stop it in the middle of the game.
Yeah, it was.
Did you see how it ended? Both of them? Did you get her in the background?
It's still on.
Oh, it's still recording.
hello everybody.
Hey, we're back.
And we're back.
After our commercial break with my wife.